Part of growing up in Texas is playing football. And perhaps the greatest thrill a football player can have is winning the Texas High School State Championship. This little part of the world we live in has a bit of grandeur to it. Playing for your school and representing your community has a unique pride that only a Texan would understand. As the players strap on their helmets and buckle up, some will soon realize this dream. I'm Ken Hall, the Sugar Land Express. The Texas High School Football Championships are coming up next.
From AT&T Stadium in Arlington, Texas, we welcome you to the UIL Class 2A Division II State High School Football Championship presented by State Farm. The matchup is a rematch of 2 years ago featuring the Cisco Lobos and the Refugio Bobcats. Hi again, everybody. I'm Craig Way. Happy to have you with us for another state championship telecast. It's our fourth matchup of the day, joined by N.D. Kalu, who played in a state championship game. You know what that special feeling is like, and certainly these two teams know about it because they just met here 2 years ago.
No, they met here just 2 years ago. Refugio won that game, so you have the whole revenge factor going for Cisco because you never want to lose that game, and to be able to have a chance to kind of right that wrong, it's going to be a special day.
Well, the Bobcats got here 2 years ago pretty much the same way they got here this year. That's on the arm of Travis Quintanilla, their extremely talented quarterback who had some eye-popping video game-like numbers through the air for the Bobcats.
Yeah, it's not just eye-popping with what he's done this year, but what he's done since his sophomore year. Been the starter since a sophomore. This is a seasoned vet. This is a guy that expects to win, and you just see the numbers. He's very, very talented.
Now, it's not as if the Cisco Lobos are without weaponry on offense and at quarterback as well. They have a dual threat guy in Colton Kent who can beat you with his arm and his feet.
No, speaking of dual threat, when you look up dual threat in the dictionary, this is a face that you're going to see. This is a guy that had over 1,800 yards rushing and over 1,700 yards passing, so you just don't know what to do. And trust me, that is a huge problem for defensive players where they can't just say, well, let's take away the pass, because if you take away the pass, then he's going to beat you with his legs.
2 years ago, it was a classic. Refugio won 36-35. What will be the sequel this year? We'll find out. Kickoff of the 2A Division II State Championship is coming up next. State Farm. Visit texas.statefarm.com to get to a better state. By DQ for the best tasting treats, eats, and drinks in Texas. DQ just tastes better. By your Texas Ford dealers, enjoy year-end savings during the Dream Big Sales event. Ford is the best in Texas. And by the new Wrangler Premium Performance Advanced Comfort Jeans, available at Cavenders and Cavenders.com. Cisco Lobos and the Refugio Bobcats ready for tonight's 2A Division II State Championship. Third member of our broadcast team down on the sidelines, Neil Beasley.
All right, thanks so much, Craig. Yeah, a lot of people just peeking in on this might think, you know what, 2A, how exciting is this going to be? But, of course, we had the last time these guys met, 36-35. You've got the first-team All-State quarterback going up against the second-team All-State quarterback and the pinball machine-like numbers for Refugio, but they might actually be the underdog in this one. Cisco's been rolling everybody, including the playoffs. Buckle up. This one's going to be a lot of fun.
No question about that, Neil. As you look at Jason Herring in his 7th season at Refugio, won a state title at Sonora in 2000 and then came down to the Texas Gulf Coast and won the title 2 years ago of the Lobos, 36-35. And another big
You're kicking this way. Put your backs this way, White.
Hand.
Guys, put your backs down here.
Cisco will kick it off.
Ontario will receive the first half kickoff. Shake hands. Good luck, gentlemen.
The Bobcats to get the football first. And ND right away, it'll be a test for that Cisco Lobo defense to try to see if things slow down and contain Travis Quintanilla in the offense.
And I'll tell you what, that opening drive, that's going to be very important for that Cisco defense, because a lot has been said about Quintanilla and all the yards that he's thrown up and all the touchdowns that he's thrown for. If they can somehow muster up a stop, not so much a 3 and out, but a stop on that first drive, it'll give them that confidence early on.
Now the Bobcats, one loss this season, that's Lago Vista in a non-district game, wild high-scoring affair. but otherwise they've not been headed. Cisco, of course, Coach Brent West, and the Lobos looking for the school's first ever state football championship. Cisco has been here before. This is the 5th appearance in the title round. They've come oh so close a couple of times, but still looking for that first state championship to take back to the Microplex, the Big Country region.
I'm telling you, Craig, it's important. You know, I've told you, 12 years in the NFL, 4 years in college, and to this day, when I think about when I made it to state in high school, we lost Odessa Permian, it still bothers me. So these kids are definitely playing the game of their lives.
And 91 5A Division I state championship still resonates for you.
Yeah.
Division II title, I should say. That year, the Division I title went to Colleen in 5A Division I. That was the Division II title that Odessa Permian won.
You are a walking encyclopedia when it comes to this. So I'm very impressed.
Here we go with a kickoff. And for the Lobos, as they get ready to kick it, it's Landon Lewis to kick off for Cisco. And the 2A Division II state championship is underway. Fielded by Jalen Mascuro. Mascuro, the freshman, taken down at the 20-yard line. Good coverage by the Lobos. Now the Bobcats go to work. We mentioned that young man, Travis Quintanilla. Completion percentage, yardage, touchdowns. For as many times as he threw the football and only have 8 interceptions, that's pretty impressive. And the 2A Offensive Player of the Year in the state of Texas. Quintanilla and the Cats go to work. J.B. Brown is the man in the backfield, and on first down, a quick pass outside. And that one goes upfield to Brown. And immediately a gain of 12 yards as we look at our Ford starting lineup. First for Refugio on the offense. Kobe Herring, Joe Richard Castellano, Trace Mascoro, Jonathan Cantu, Nick Villarreal. Backs and receivers, Isaiah Perez, just a sophomore, has rushed for over 1,000 yards. Marquise Brown, Tyler Castellano, Devin LaFrance, and Dana Franklin. On first down, handoff, sweep to the left side is Brown. J.B. Brown shook off one tackle. Turns it upfield before Cody Gibson can make the tackle for the Lobos. It's a pickup of 5, the Ford starting defensive unit for the Lobos. Brandon Allgood, Cole Scott, Vernon Owings, and Dustin McBride, the down linemen. Linebackers, Caleb Raines, Cody Gibson, and Mason Reed. And in the secondary, Cody Hoover, Tyler Gale, Landon Lewis, and Tyler Callahan. Under pressure, now here goes Quintanilla. Running and close to a first down. It'll depend on the spot. It's very close. In fact, they say it is enough. And a first down by Quintanilla.
And you see right here, he's definitely dropping back. He had a very deep drop back to throw the ball, but he shows that he can also get the plays done with his legs. He's known for his passing, 66 touchdown passes in the regular season, but he can also scramble to pick up the first down when needed.
First down and 10 for Refugio. Hand off and speed sweep to Tyler Castellano. Bounding forward and close to another first down. A little bit shy of it as he turned the corner. It'll bring up second down and less than a yard needed. Another look.
And, you know, we talked about this in the previous game, just grit and toughness from these wide receivers. Very light, but they don't realize that they're only 150 pounds the way they play and the way they lower their shoulders. And that's what you respect about Texas high school football.
Second and a yard. Brown around the corner. Actually, that's Isaiah Perez, the sophomore, his first carry. He has a first down inside the 45 to the 40-yard line. And Refugio looking sharp on its first offensive series.
Looking sharp on the ground, and that's scary for the Cisco defense because you know Quintanilla and that offense, they can throw it, they can sling it. If they're picking up a lot of yards on the ground, then you can have a situation where you don't know what to stop.
First down for the Bobcats. Quintanilla looking to throw. Does. Caught. Inside the 30, Kevin LaFrance. 20 yards and a first down for Refugio.
The accuracy that he shows on the pass while he's on the move. He has a big target in Devin LaFrance, 6'3", 200 pounds. But you see right there, he's avoiding the sack, avoiding getting hit, and he's still able to put that ball right where it needs to be.
Out of the empty set, but the flag goes down as the play engages. This will be a false start.
Part of the stat. False start. Offense. 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
Mason Herring seeing his team move a little too quickly. So it's first down and 15 at the Cisco 29.
Just a well-rounded team. Of course, it all starts with Quintanilla, but when you look at Devin LaFrance, 6'3", 200-pound wide receiver, over 1,000 yards receiving. You talked about Isaiah Perez, the sophomore running back with over 1,000 yards. There's so many playmakers.
Speed sweep doesn't work that time. And Mason Reed on the tackle. Coming around the corner was Jonathan Rosas.
And Mason Reed said we have some playmakers as well on this defense. He's coming into the game with 5 sacks and 2 interceptions and over 150 tackles. Mason Reed, number 10, we'll be calling his name a lot tonight.
Second down and 19 out of the empty set with 5 wide receivers. Quintanilla, a deep drop on the run, in and out of the hands. A catchable pass for Dana Franklin, but the senior wide receiver could not hold on.
I don't know if the ball was tipped or if his view was obscured by the defensive back. Very good play by Mason Reed once again. I told you we'd be talking about his name, and you see here on the replay, great job by the camera crew. He was able to tip that ball and change his direction.
Third down and 19 for Refugio. And Quintanilla sending Castellano in motion. They'll hand him the football. It's a reverse and a pass to come from Mascoro, the freshman, back to Quintanilla. A first down inside the 10 on third down and 19. Tyler Castellano, a hand back to Jalen Mascoro, the backup quarterback, and he finds Travis Quintanilla on the receiving end of that pass for 28 yards.
And when you have a top-notch quarterback like Travis Quintanilla, you don't expect him to go out and catch a pass. So very heady call by the Refugio coaches.
First and goal at the 5, and this one down to the goal line, and Isaiah Perez is across for the Bobcat touchdown. What an opening drive for Refugio, undaunted on third down and 19.
Hey, it's just what a call, what a drive. And it just shows how explosive and how many options they have with the receivers to the running backs. Just a great, great play call by these Refugio coaches.
And here's Perez, the sophomore, taking it in for his 22nd rushing touchdown of the season.
And he packs a punch. You saw how physical he was on that play. 5'10", 205 pounds, and he brings it every time he clears the route.
Adolfo Cordero with the extra point, and it's good. So Refugio's first possession of the ball game ends like many have this season, with a Bobcat touchdown and a 7-0 lead. Plenty of reason to cheer if you're a Bobcat fan, and pretty impressive drive. 79 yards and 10 plays to open the ball game. Isaiah Perez with a 5-yard touchdown run and a 7-0 Refugio advantage.
And I'll tell you what, they showed a very balanced attack on that drive. They were getting big yards, throwing the ball, running the ball. Right there, you're going to have the Cisco defensive coaches scrambling on the sideline to figure out exactly how to adjust to that attack. Quintanilla
himself will do the kicking off, and he pops this one up in the air and fielded and bringing it upfield. Already good field position out to the 45-yard line was Jackson Witt, senior receiver. So excellent starting field position for the Cisco Lobos, and that means senior quarterback Colton Kent will lead the Lobos out. You see his numbers this year, completing nearly 70% of his passes for over 1,700 yards, 27 touchdowns, and only 4 interceptions, and he also has carried it 150 times for 1,829 yards. He averages over 12 yards per carry. A good starting field position for the Lobos. And Kent will hand off. Hurdling tacklers is Mason Reed, who first doubles as linebacker on defense, running back offense. Picks up 8 yards on his first carry. The Ford starting lineup. A look at Cisco's offensive unit. Jed Vaughn, Caleb Raines, Dustin McBride, Oscar Rodriguez, and Bailey Edwards. The big man up front. Mason Reed, who just had that 8-yard carry, joined by Vernon Owings in the backfield. The wide receivers, Cody Hoover and Jackson Witt. Cole Scott is the Lobo tight end. Second down and 2 for Cisco. This time it's Kent keeping himself a burst of speed and a first down inside the Refugio 40-yard line. Alex Coronado making the tackle of the Bobcats. Ford starting defensive lineup, the 3 down linemen, Jim LaFond, Shane Dawkins, and Dalton Brown. Jimmy Resendez, Nate Smith, and Alex Coronado just made the tackle. The linebackers Les Rhodes, Jalen Mascoro, Cameron Loveday, J.B. Brown, and Dalton Clare in the secondary for Refugio. First down at 10. Lobos on the move now. Their first possession after Refugio's opening drive went for a touchdown. Off play action. Kent going deep. Just a little beyond the reach of Cody Hoover.
Cody Hoover had a step on the defensive back, but just like you said, Colton Kent put a little bit too much mustard on that. He's going to have to drop it down maybe 3 or 4 yards to complete that pass.
Second down. And 10. Four wide receivers, so the running back is Reed. Kent, quarterback draw. Bobcats ready for it this time. Several black jerseys. Jimmy Resendez, one of those, the junior outside linebacker. Also Devin Tagle stuffing it for a loss of a yard.
And as you see the play, he tries to follow Mason Reed, but what happens, there was a little too much separation. Mason Reed goes through the hole. The hole was open, but it closed up by the time Colton Kent was able to hit the hole. So right there, he would have to be a little bit closer to his lead blocker on that play for it to be effective.
Third down and 11. After Refugio 39. Kent looking to throw. Bubble screen. Breaking some tackles as Cody Hoover, not enough for the first down. For Shane Jokets brings him down. It's a 6-yard pickup. And it'll be 4th down coming up for the Lobos at the Refugio 33. They'll need 5 yards here.
Might be 4th down territory in their minds.
And the Lobos do plan to go for it. 4th and 5 at the Bobcat 33. The toss back short of the first down is Mason Reed. The Refugio defense holds Nate Smith, junior middle linebacker, on the tackle. And the ball goes over on downs at the 31.
No, I like the play to go for it, but I just don't like the play call. When you need to pick up 5 yards, I would expect them to go to east to west towards the sideline or go down the field. You have a capable quarterback in Colton Kent, but to run in between the tackles on a 4th and 5, that's asking a lot of your offensive linemen to run back.
So Refugio right back to work offensively. Quick dump pass goes outside. That one to J.B. Brown. And Brown already with a swing pass picks up the first down and pickup of 10.
These Refugio offensive players, they are so explosive. You've already used the word burst when you're talking about Cisco, but you could also say it about with the Refugio offensive players. As soon as they get the ball, they just burst up the field.
They do it again. Same play, J.B. Brown. Not a first down this time, but again, good yardage on that quick outside pass. Caleb Raines made the tackle. That's a pickup of 6. And it's 2nd down and 4.
Quick outside pass, and they're not letting the defense get comfortable. You're noticing they're running multiple plays with very little time between.
This time, speed sweep to Castellano. Castellano with a first down. Or Landon Lewis, the junior strong safety, can bring him down.
What I like about this run by Castellano, the patience. He gets behind his blocker. You see he slows down his stride. Then when the hole opens back up, he turns into another gear.
First down. Pass outside again. This time, Marquise Brown. Brown breaking tackles, and he has another first down to the 31 before Lewis can bring him down. And this is what Refugio does with tempo. So quick and hard to get set, catch your breath, clear your mind, and think as a defender.
You're right, and they're putting the game in the hands of their skill position players, not just the quarterback, because those aren't amazing throws right there. They're just getting the ball in the hands of these very active skill position players.
Not the only thing that can stop them is what just happened there.
Prior to the snap. Ball started. Offense. 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
Christian Mascoro called for the false start. And will move the Bobcats back 5 yards. See what Refugio has already done here in the first quarter. Again, around the corner, Castellano popped pretty hard as he is out of bounds at the 31-yard line. And there's another flag now. And this one is coming back as well. Back-to-back penalties. See Jason Herring telling Isaiah Perez to be ready.
Holding. Offense. 10-yard penalty. Still first down.
Penalties have been the only thing really that's pushed Refugio back, Indy, and even on the first drive, they converted a 3rd and 19 and ended up scoring a touchdown.
And the obvious is moving backwards. You never want to do that, but now they're killing their momentum because they were such a quick-paced offense. Now they're giving the defense time to get set.
From the empty set, Quintanilla throwing deep, intercepted, picked off by Cody Hoover. And Hoover turning it upfield, and they'll bring it back to the 28-yard line. Just the 9th interception of the season, and I say only the 9th because Quintanilla has thrown so many passes. In fact, Quintanilla top 400 attempts this season, but that one is picked off by Hoover.
And you see right there on the replay, Hoover became a wide receiver on that play. When he saw that ball being overthrown, he knew he had a chance to get it, and he turned into a wide receiver, getting under the ball, intercepting it, and getting up the field. That was a very nice catch by Cody Hoover. 10 interceptions on the year, so he is used to making plays like that.
The Lobos' second possession. Were able to move the ball before they were stopped on downs at the Refugio 31 on their first possession. Back to Mason Reed. Reed across the 30 and up to the 33-yard line for a pickup of 5. J.B. Brown at free safety makes the tackle.
And a little different thought with the Cisco offense. With Refugio, you know, they have that quick pace, that quick hit offense with Cisco because they'll beat you with their legs, they'll beat you with their arms. They like to take their time, discuss what they're going to do next, and you see that it's an entirely different field than the Refugio offense.
Second down. Handoff. Reed shoving forward to the 36. Vernon Owings, rather the fullback, first man through. Owings before Jimmy Resendez can stop him. It's going to bring up 3rd down and 2 for Cisco.
You might see them go right back to Vernon Owens. When you talk about a load, the senior fullback, 225 pounds, and if they could get a head of steam and have him fall forward, they should be able to pick up that first down.
Owens is the fullback in the eye. And on 3rd down, it is a toss to Reed. Reed has the first down. Up to the 40-yard line. Mason Reed on the toss sweep. Scorer of the tackle. We talked about Colton Kent and his rushing prowess. Reed over 1,000 yards rushing this season as well for the Lobos.
And he gets it done on the defensive side of the ball and the offense. A lot of guys on the 2A, 3A level, there are those Iron Man football players. But with Mason Reed, with what he's been doing on defense and offense early on in this game, you wonder and you get a little bit nervous for them that he may get a little worn down before the game's over.
4 wide receivers for Cisco. Colton Kent from the shotgun. Again, it's to Reed. And then Kent pulls it back, but he's only able to pick up a yard. The zone read keeper by Colton Kent, and Jalen Mascoro, a freshman, forcing him out of bounds.
Jalen Mascoro and the rest of that defense, they did a very good job in staying where they needed to be. They stayed in position. They didn't bite on the Mason Reed handoff, and that's why there weren't any yards to be picked up on that play.
Second down. On the 42, it is a 3-yard pickup, but unable to get the corner that they wanted. Again, the zone read, this time to Mason Reed outside. He's got the first down. As Kent held on to it, and at the last moment had Reed taken, Dalton Clare finally makes the tackle. But that pickup of 8 yards moves the chains.
And watch how Mason Reed finishes the play. That's called a statement play right there. He's letting you know if you're going to come tackle him, he's going to bring the thunder to you.
At midfield, once more, Cisco on the move. They did on their first drive. Turned it over on downs when they were stopped at the Refugio 31. Kent, this time looking to throw. And it is caught by Reed, and he breaks a tackle. Here goes Reed. He'll take it the rest of the way. 50 to the house.
Is it too early for me to say that Mason Reed's my favorite player? I mean, we've talked about what he's done on the defensive side of the ball, and now to see what he's able to do, not just as a runner, but as a pass catcher and getting the big yards and the touchdown after the catch.
Watch the block by Jackson Witt. He had one that was out of the picture, but he had a big block to help Reed take it home for the score.
Very versatile player.
For the conversion, kick is good. That one is through for Landon Lewis. Game tied at 7. Mason Reed, 50-yard catch and run. And now a special message from State Farm.
Monday to Friday, Mundo Fox.
Cisco marches 72 yards in 6 plays to tie the score with Refugio. The march to the state championship round for the Lobos looks pretty easy, doesn't it? Lopsided wins over Stanton, Spearman, Abernathy, Canadian, and the Leonard Tigers in the semifinals last week. Of course, Cisco out to the west of the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex, 150 miles away down Interstate 20 and the Microplex. Cisco Eastland Ranger area, as they call it out there, in the big country of the Lone Star State. The Lobos ready to kick it off. Landon Lewis to kick it. Game tied at 7. Jalen Mascoro, Tyler Castellano to receive, but they'll kick this one a little bit short. It'll be fielded 24-yard line by J.B. Brown, and look at the Lobos swarm J.B. Brown to drop him in his tracks. There's a flag down as well.
And with those short kicks, you get a little bit nervous because you tend to have guys who aren't used to catching the ball and holding on to the ball, catching it.
Jason Herring has seen his ball club commit some penalties here in this first quarter. There'll be a block in the back, or illegal use of the hands, and a legal block, which will march at 10 yards from the spot of the foul.
During the return, block in the back. Receiving team, 10-yard penalty. 1st and 10, Refugio.
The Bobcats have to begin this drive from their own 14. Travis Quintanilla. One man joining him in the backfield, but Quintanilla, that quick screen outside, pitch to J.D. Brown, and Brown short game this time as Indy, the Lobo defense, appears to be adjusting to that quick outside route.
Yeah, absolutely. They've seen that screen about 3 times in the first quarter, and just like you said, they're adjusting to it. So keep an eye on Refugio. They're going to bait him in, and I can see a double move where they fake the screen and go down the field. I can see that happening before the half is over.
It worked for 3 yards on first down. Now it's Isaiah Perez around the corner. Big blocks in front, a first down, and much more. Turns it upfield, stepped out of bounds at the 30-yard line, but it goes for 13 yards and a first down.
So many young, active players for Refugio. When you talk about Isaiah Perez, again, 205 pounds at that running back position and solid. You know, this is a guy that's going to gain weight, get stronger. He's going to be a force for the next couple of years.
The Bobcat 30, Quintanilla, the pump. Now can tuck it in and run. Does. Mason Reed drags him down, but he's going to be called for a horse collar. Dragged him down at the 36-yard line. Reed did a good job to run him down, but can't grab the horse collar, and there it is, the signal, and it'll be a first down.
And this is why this is tough. Look at Mason Reed going all out to try to make the tackle. He leaves his feet.
Personal foul. Horse collar, tackle. Defense. 15 yards. First down.
And he grabs onto the only thing that he can reach, and that's tough. That's tough to coach up because you never want to tell your guys to give up on a play, but at the same time, ever since Terrell Owens was horse-collared and broke his leg, that has been a rule that they've implemented on all levels.
At the 49-yard line of Cisco, trouble, and Castellano dropped for a big loss. The Lobo defense swarming to drop Castellano for a loss of 8, led by, you guessed it, Mason Reed.
He's all over the place. Looks a little like Troy Polamalu on this play with the run support, the way he comes from that linebacker safety position to take on the run and have a tackle for a loss.
So Reed says I gave up 15 on the penalty. Let's see if I can get some of that back. 8 on a sack. Now Quintanilla has it picked off. Dustin McBride, the senior, left in. 2 interceptions for Travis Quintanilla in the first quarter, 1/4 of his entire season total through 15 ball games coming into tonight.
And he hasn't been under this kind of pressure. Yes, McBride gets the interception, but look at the pressure. He cannot get comfortable, and that makes for an easy pick for the big defensive lineman.
So now Cisco, after the Bobcat turnover, takes over at the Refugio 35.
Yes, credit Caleb Raines for getting the pressure on Quintanilla and forcing him to throw that interception.
Back to work for Colton Kent and the Cisco offense. A handoff. Breaking tackles. It's landed Lewis. Lewis outside. Lewis to the goal line. And he's out of bounds at the 1-yard line. Lewis went down. Well, let's say he stepped out at the 5-yard line. It'll go as a 30-yard run.
I'll tell you what, that's not a bad option when you want to get Mason Reed some oxygen on the sideline. You give it to Landon Lewis, and he shows you how active he is at the running back position, coming into the game with 956 yards rushing. So they definitely have a dual rushing attack with Mason Reed and Landon Lewis.
So that left foot get out of bounds to the 5. It's 1st and goal, Cisco. Rolling on the option, keeping himself. Colton Kent for the goal line, and he is across. Cisco taking advantage of the Refugio turnovers, and the Lobos have their first lead of the night. How about that fake?
Look at that fake right there. This is a great job with the fake pitch, and when the defender bites on it, it just opens up the lane for him.
Lewis, who had the big 30-yard run down to the 5, now looks to tack on the extra point. Kick sky high and good. So how fast can turnovers change a football game, ND, as Cisco's turned a couple of Refugio turnovers into eventual touchdowns?
Right, it's still the first quarter, so, you know, this is something that the game's nowhere near over. But when you see the fake, just watch how the defender bites on it. He takes one step to the outside, and it creates the lane for him to get into the end zone. And just watch what the fake does with number 11 biting on it.
So Cameron Loveday had to go outside. Kent then cut back inside. And there it is. Boy, how often do you talk about turnovers at any level of football making the difference?
No, they're always preaching, get the turnovers and never give up turnovers. And you see why when you have an explosive offense like Refugio has, when you throw the ball 2 interceptions in the first quarter, you get down by a score. And that's what's happening right now with Cisco.
So the Lobos have the lead. Refugio has been able to move the football when they kept from turning over. You like that yellow shoe, don't you?
Is that a shoe or a sock?
Yeah, I think it's a kicking shoe. You may be right about that looking at that.
You know,
that's a kick. Yeah, that's a kicking shoe.
Is that a kick? Okay, I've not seen a shoe that thin.
No, I think you're right. That's a kicking sock.
These kids are getting fancier and fancier.
There's a kickoff and a fair catch called for and made by Dana Franklin. Sock looked like one my son has. He's a middle school football, and their colors are black and gold at Henry Middle School in the Leander School District. And he's like, Mom, Dad, I need to have those nice socks. You got to check the price of socks these days?
You know what? You're a true parent, because I've been sitting there arguing with my youngsters about socks and the importance and why they want to spend so much. I just don't get it, though.
Now the regular shoe will go back on. There's a quick pass outside, and here goes Castellano. Breaking tackles. Castellano picks up the block. Tyler Castellano to go 74 yards for a touchdown.
And Devon LaFrance with a huge block, the 6'3", 200-pound wide receiver, helping spring that play.
And how about Devon LaFrance getting down the field to congratulate him after he laid out that huge block? Well, here's another look at it. Nice job to break the tackles. And then LaFrance with a big block.
And you didn't see LaFrance, but you saw his victim fall into the screen with a big block there.
Cordero's extra point kick is good. 2 years ago, we had a 36-35 ball game. We are well ahead of that pace right now.
Yes, I mean, Refugio, you can never count them out, regardless of the turnovers. They can score at any time.
Castellano scores. Here's Refugio's road to the state championship. Beat the Nixon Smiley Mustangs. That's right, 82 in the by-district round. Rogers, a good Rogers ball game. Look at that 73-72 crazy double overtime game. East Bernard, the defending state champions who had knocked out Refugio last year en route to winning the title, and then winning in the semifinals a week ago, down along the Gulf Coast. Yeah, a bit of a road trip to get up here, but they're used to it. Refugio trying to prove that Region 4 again is where the title trophy stays. They won it 2 years ago. East Bernard beat them last year en route to winning the 2A Division II crown. And then great ball club quarterback by Ty Slanino, who's a wide receiver for the TC Horned Frogs this year in his freshman campaign, and an excellent baseball player. And now here's Refugio back in the title round. Little pop-up kick. Fair catch called for, made at the 45-yard line. So Cisco's going to have excellent field position again after that fair catch was converted by the Lobos.
And both of these teams are having trouble getting the ball down the field with their kickoffs, and they're both using skill position, different players to kick the ball. They don't have that set kicker like we've seen in some of the games earlier today where they could get the ball into the end zone with the kickoffs.
So now it's the Lobos' turn. The 45. Three wide receivers. Motion man is Lewis, who receives it, cuts it back upfield. Will settle for a close to 5-yard gain on first down. Jimmy Resendez on the stop for the Bobcats.
And I'll tell you what's tough for Cisco right now. They're thinking to themselves, man, we've already had 2 interceptions. We've scored on those interceptions, but yet the game is tied. That's how effective the Refugio offense, how explosive that offense is.
Jackson Witt, Kyle Green, the wideouts. Mason Reed back on the field. The running back offset to the right of Colton Kent. But before they get going, it's going to be a false start call.
False start. Offense. 5-yard penalty. Still second down.
Penalty is the second against Cisco. Refugio has had 4 penalties here in the first quarter. Now becomes second down and 10. His own read keeper dancing away from trouble. How about the run by Colton Kent? It's a first down at the 43-yard line. He picked up 12 yards. Boy, it looked like he was going to go down a couple of times, ND, and shook out of it to pick up the yardage.
No, right there, you think that was either going to be a tackle for a loss or no gain, and he turns it into a big first down because of his nifty feet and his athleticism.
Lobos from the Cisco, from the Refugio 43. The toss outside Reed. Reed knocked off his pins by J.B. Brown. It is a 6-yard gain on what will be the final play of the first quarter. We expected a shootout. You got it so far. End of the first quarter of the Class 2A Division II State Championship from AT&T Stadium in Arlington. And it's Cisco and Refugio tied at 14.
Hey, welcome back. We are tied 14-14. Refugio, obviously a great tradition under Jason Herring, but boy, it goes back even further than this. Check it out. Since 1946, Refugio, 45 playoff appearances. How about that? Looking for another state title. They'll be 3-2-1. They can get it done today. Guys?
All right, thanks very much, Neil Beasley. Jason Herring is one of those rare breeds. He's won state championships in different places. Did it at Sonora in 2000 before moving down to Refugio and coaching the state titleist 2 years ago. First play of the second quarter, Colton Kent unleashing it downfield, almost caught. Boy, turning it around, but it's incomplete as he was looking up that sideline for Jackson Witt, could not convert.
Very active first quarter. Get this, Reed already has 88 total yards in just 1 quarter of play. And Quintanilla, he's done what he's done all year. Already 136 yards and 1 touchdown. Again, just 1 quarter of play, but these guys are putting up big numbers.
Third down and 4 for the Lobos. Hand off this time And not enough for the first down by Landon Lewis. He'll be 2 yards shy, and it's 4th and 2 at the 35. So we'll see. It looks like the Lobos will go for it here. 4 down territory here at the 35-yard line. Cisco to roll the dice here. 4th down and 2. Hence will hand it to Reeves in a lot of trouble. He will not get the first down. Jalen Mascaro, the freshman safety, forced him out of bounds. A loss, and the ball will go over after a 2-yard loss on downs to Refugio.
And what he does, he keeps dragging it out east, west, making him go sideways until he gets help. That's only a freshman starting at safety, 6'1", 200 pounds. I would not be surprised if Jalen ends up a linebacker before his time is done over at Refugio.
From the 37. Ball back in the hands of the Bobcats. Quintanilla quickly out to the side to Castellano. In 74 the last time he got his hands on the football for the score, but this time the Cisco defense ready. Tyler Callahan coming over for the tackle.
Really relying on that screen play. They just want to get the balls in the hands of their skill position players and let them get the yards after the catch. But sooner or later, you expect them to go back downfield.
Only a gain of a yard to the 39. 2nd down and 9. This time sweeping left, Perez. Perez stopped short of the first down, but a nice run outside before Cody Gibson, the junior middle linebacker, to bring him down. But that's a gain of 8, and it's 3rd down and a yard for Refugio. Third and 1 for the Bobcats.
And they slowed down their pace. You know, early on in the first quarter, they had those quick plays. They weren't letting the Cisco defense get set. But now it seems either, unless there's some confusion going on with the ref.
Well, they're going to call a timeout. Bobcats will take it. Tied at 14 early 2nd quarter.
Monday to Friday on Minuto para Ganar, the forecast is rain. And it will be pouring money. Mean the stars are blazing on the show. That is the perfect place to hang with friends and family for summer fun. Raining cash, blazing stars equals TV's hottest shows. Minuto para Ganar from New York, Monday to Friday, only on Mundo Fox.
No more, it's none of my business.
No more, he didn't mean it.
No more, not my problem.
No more, she was flirting with him.
No more, she was asking for it.
No more, boys will be boys.
No more, I'll say something next time.
No more bystanding.
No more ignorance.
No more excuses.
No more.
Hobbytown Plano is your source for high-tech toys and hobbies. We're radio control experts with a huge selection of RC cars, planes, helis, and quadcopter drones. Get into model building with our huge variety of plastic kits, rockets, sci-fi, and more. Every kid needs a model train, and we have all you need to start or grow in this classic hobby. These are big boy toys, but we didn't forget the rest of the family. We've got puzzles, games, science kits, novelties, and fun stuff for everyone. Unique toys that spark imaginative, active play. Hobbytown Plano, located on Highway 75 at Parker Road.
Archer premieres Monday, January 13th, only on FX.
3rd down and 1 coming up for Refugio after the Bobcats come out of their timeout. This is the 4th game of the day on the first of 3 days of state championship weekend. It all began at 10 o'clock this morning. Stanford making it back-to-back 1A Division I titles with 34 unanswered points. They were down 28-7 to Shiner in the 3rd quarter. The Bulldogs rallied to beat the Comanches and make it back-to-back titles. Their 6th overall state championship. First ever state title for the Wellington Skyrockets to beat Fall City. And then Cameron Yo made it back-to-back 2A Division I crowns, the first game of the evening doubleheader. On 3rd down, the direct snap back, and it goes for a loss. What a big hit made by Dustin McBride as he crashed into J.B. Brown, and it brings up 4th down after a loss of 3.
And it all starts with a get off and changing the line of scrimmage. Even when you're out of position as a defensive lineman, if you're that deep into the offensive backfield, you're going to disrupt the play, as you saw right there. It
was Mascoro who was brought down for the loss, but now Refugio lining up as if to go for it on 4th down and 4 for the Bobcats' own 43-yard line. Play clock running down, but they'll get it off in time. And they set it up. This will be enough for the first down, but there's a flag down. Devin LaFrance caught it on the bubble screen and had enough, but this may be coming back. You see the indication from John Penn, our referee. It is holding.
Holding. Offense. 10-yard penalty. Still 4th down.
Right there on the block, trying to set up the block on the bubble screen.
Right, that's tough. So now you go from a 1st down to 4th and long.
And Quintanilla is back deep. J.B. Brown has come on as well. It is 4th down and 14. The kick by Quintanilla, a good one. Nobody back deep, but it does take a Cisco bounce before it is knocked down and spotted at the 27-yard line. It's a 39-yard punt. So the Cisco Lobos are able to get the stop. Tomorrow, 3 games. The 3A Division I Championship, the East Texas Invitational, if you will. Kilgore and Carthage at noon, then Argyle and Fairfield, the 3A Division II title matchup at 4. And at 8 o'clock, Denton Geyer against Brennan High School, the North Side School District in the San Antonio area. That's at 8 o'clock tomorrow night. 3 more games Friday and 3 more Saturday on this state championship weekend here in Arlington. On first down and off play action, Kent deep downfield with a man open. Caught Cody Hoover. And Hoover takes it the rest of the way. 73 yards on 1 play.
I'll tell you what, they ran that play action to perfection. He faked the handoff. He had some of the defenders bite on the running back, and then you see the nice touch on the pass to Hoover. Hoover gets behind the defensive back, and what I like about this throw, Craig, he never had to break stride. Cody Hoover never had to break stride to make that catch, and that's why it went for 6 instead of just a big gain.
And how about him turning outside the moment he made the catch to run away from the defender?
A very nice touch on the ball out of Colton Kent.
Landon Lewis for the conversion as Cisco is surged back in front. Kick is good. It was 7-0 Refugio. It was 14-7 Cisco. It was tied at 14, and now the Lobos are back in front on the 73-yard strike for the touchdown to Hoover. And now a special message from your tech.
What if you meet the love of your life?
Te amo.
También te amo. And life gives you the most precious gift.
Voy a tomar a mi hija, voy a tomar las riendas de mi vida y cueste lo que cueste, voy a dejar todo atrás.
Voy contigo y con Julia a cualquier parte del mundo.
But suddenly, you are gone.
Ana tiene todo para triunfar en el circuito internacional.
¡Es el fin de mi sueño para ti!
¡Ana, espera! ¡Espera, Ana! ¡Ana!
What if
Sports Live, Jay and Dan bring you all the scores, the news, and highlights you need. Don't miss Fox Sports Live nightly on Fox Sports 1. To find Fox Sports 1 on your provider, go to foxsports1.com right now. Greg Way, Indy Kalu, Neil Beasley, and our Fox Sports Southwest crew with you from AT&T Stadium in Arlington. Every bit the entertaining game we thought it would be going into this. It's 21-14 and better than half of the second quarter still to be played here. Kickoff. A fair catch called for and made at the 31-yard line by Cameron Loveday. Back to work for the Bobcats now. Each team has had big plays. Each team has had scoring drives. Each team has been hampered by penalties. Pretty evenly played so far, even with Cisco holding the 1 touchdown advantage.
And both of the teams shown that their offense can score at any time, anywhere on the football field. You get the sense, and it's still early to try to predict, but it's going to come down to one of those whoever has the ball last type games.
Before they can get going, this will be another false start call.
Prior to the snap, false start. Offense, 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
A lot of penalties early on for Refugio and 2 big turnovers. So right now they're looking like the team that is nervous and playing with butterflies, and they're just going to have to get the emotions out and try to settle down so they can play their type of game.
On 1st and 15, Quintanilla gets rid of it just in time, downfield and incomplete. Looking downfield for Devin LaFrance. Refugio fans wanted a pass interference, but France, there was never really contact made. Jumping up in the air was Landon Lewis, but never really made contact.
Right, I guess they felt like it was face guarding, but I think the placement of the ball is what kept the referees from calling that penalty. The way the France had to come back to the ball, It wasn't as if the defender was purposely face guarding or distracting the receiver from catching it.
Pass underthrown, so it's 2nd down and 15. Was a bit of contact right toward the end, but the pass underthrown, and on 2nd down and 15. Here's the handoff. Hurdling is Isaiah Perez, still on his feet, and he's near a first down. He picked up 14 yards on that carry out in the 40 before Kyler Gale could bring him down.
And he showed that he was going to try to jump over somebody about 3 steps before he attempted to do it. But what it actually did, it kept him on his feet, and it gave him about an extra 5 or 6 yards when he left the ground. But he definitely telegraphed that jump.
Running this time into Lobo territory for Perez. Gain of 17 more yards and a first down for Refugio. Landon Lewis the tackle.
Different style runner than Mason Reed, but still very effective and physical and patient. You know, I like the way these young running backs are allowing their blockers to set things up before they hit it hard and turn it to that next gear.
Again to Perez. Cut inside, outside, picked up 1 block, but staying at home, Mason Reed to make the tackle for the Lobos. End result of all that, a 1-yard gain. And I said it was Reed, it was actually Callahan. 30, not 10 there, but a great job by Callahan, the junior corner, to keep it to a 1-yard gain.
A nice open field tackle where he wrapped up. He wasn't just trying to shoulder bump him. I like the way he wrapped up Perez's legs on that play.
Quick screen outside, and this time to Castellano. A gain of 5. So it's 3rd down coming up for Refugio.
And again, unlike the first quarter, they're taking their time in between plays. They're letting their offense get set. Maybe it's due to the penalties, but they're getting the defense settled and the offense settled before these plays.
Bobcats need 4 yards. Smith picked his way through traffic. He's gotten first down, lowered the shoulder. And Isaiah Perez, gain of 11 more. Caleb Raines the tackle for Cisco, but here come the Bobcats again.
Just physical runs. They're delivering the hits. They're delivering the punch. Both of the running backs on both sides of the ball, both teams are very, very physical runners. Oh, Isaiah Perez looks like he's getting sick on the sideline.
First down. The pass into the seam and a nice catch made. And that one by Loveday. Cameron Loveday on the receiving end of that catch. That goes for 9 yards. It's 2nd down and 1 for Refugio. Bobcats marching right back down the field. Quintanilla to the air, open, the catch, Castellano. A first down to the 6. It'll be 1st and goal, Refugio.
And balance. When I see Refugio, what I'm seeing is balance, not just the big plays. They hurt you with the 5-6 yard runs. They hurt you with the 10-yard pickups with the pass play. When you have teams that have success running the ball and throwing it, it makes it that much more difficult to stop because you don't know what to focus on.
First down and goal for Jason Herring's ball club at the Cisco Lobo 6. Coaching staff kind of out there on the field with those play cards so that the Bobcats can see it. Quintanilla will keep it himself, fooling nobody. Lobos come in on the tackle. A loss of 3, led by middle linebacker Cody Gibson.
And not just Cody Gibson, he's the one who's going to get credit with the tackle, but those defensive linemen, they were able to clog it up in between the guard where Quintanilla was trying to pick up the yards, but there was just nothing there for him to pick up.
Second down. And goal from the 9-yard line of Cisco. This time, before they get going, yet another false start call.
False start. Offense. 5-yard penalty. Still second down.
That is the 4th false start call of this first half against Refugio, and the 7th penalty overall against the Bobcats for 49 yards here in the first half.
Refugio's causing more damage to themselves than the Cisco defense. And not to take anything away from the Cisco defense, but with that many penalties, with those offsides, false starts, they're just beating themselves.
Second and goal from the 14 outside of Castellano, but he's not going to want an open field tackle at the 11-yard line by Tyler Callahan.
He's called his name twice now with open field tackles. He just has a bead on these receivers, and he does not allow them to get yards after he hits them. Even then, it wasn't a clean wrap-up, but you could tell he's thinking about wrapping up, and that's how he was able to trip up the receiver.
Third and goal from the 11-yard line. The throwback the opposite way, and they'll say that's incomplete to Castellano, and it brings up 4th and goal for Refugio at the Cisco 11-yard line.
And you have to assume they're just going to go for it, because I don't think either one of these teams, with the kickoffs we've seen, are confident in their kicking abilities to go for a field goal.
Bobcats will go for it. Biggest play of this first half so far coming up here. 4th down and goal. Refugio at the Cisco 11-yard line. And Lobos want a timeout.
Timeout. Cisco, their first of the half.
Brent West wanting to make sure his guys are ready. Jason Herring has his guys ready. And a crucial moment here in the first half of what has been this back and forth affair between the Bobcats and Lobos.
You know, with the way this game has gone, if the Cisco defensive coaches, if they saw something that they just didn't like, that's a very good call, because Refugio picking up 12 yards, 15 yards, that's nothing for this offense. So good call if there's something that they weren't comfortable with.
Coming up at halftime, the Ford halftime show. Rick Renner, the studio god, there with Randy Rogers. And first half highlights and a look back at the 3 state championship games played today. This is the first time all 10 11-man title games have been here at Cowboy Stadium, now AT&T Stadium in Arlington, because this is the first year 3A Division I has gone to a 64-team bracket. So they used to play it the week before like 6-man. So that necessitated 4 games today, 3 tomorrow, 3 Saturday. High school football fans, Valhalla. Out of the timeout. 4th down and goal at the 11-yard line. Quintanilla on the run. The pass is caught, but short of the goal line. LaFrance made the catch. Cody Hoover dropped him less than 1 yard from the end zone, and Cisco takes over.
And I'll tell you what, that is a big play by Cody Hoover. LaFrance, we've talked about his size, 6'3", 200. If he's able to turn around and just fall forward, that's a touchdown. But because of Cody Hoover's ability to wrap him up and fight him, that's the difference between a completion and 6 points. Very, very good play by wide receiver and defensive back Cody Hoover.
99.5 yards away from the goal line, but Cisco is happy to have the football, having stopped Refugio. Vernon Owings, Mason Reed, the running backs. And the toss back into the end zone for Reed, and he manages to push it out to the 5-yard line. For a gain of 4, J.B. Brown the tackle. Colton Kent here in the first half, your State Farm statistic. He has been judicious through the air, 3 of 5, but it's worked. 129 yards and 2 touchdowns.
Yes, and with Colton Kent, typically when you have those quarterbacks that rush for over 1,800 yards in a season like Colton Kent, you don't expect them to have the touch that he has when he delivers the ball through the air.
2nd down and 6. From the Lobo 5-yard line, a toss back. Good running room. Look out here. Mason Reed. Say goodnight to this one. Mason Reed, 95 yards for the touchdown.
I'll tell you what, a star is born, at least in my eyes. I'm sure he's been doing this all year. But Mason Reed, with what he's been able to do on defense, with what he's been able to do as a lead blocker, as a tailback, even catching the ball is amazing. And what I like, look at the quarterback. Look at Kent come in there with the lead block. You have to appreciate that. You have to appreciate when your quarterback sacrifices his body to spring his tailback.
It started with the goal line stand as Cody Hoover made the tackle inside the 1 of Tyler Castellano. 2 plays later, Mason Reed 95 yards for the touchdown, and Cisco is up 2 scores. With 3:12 to go first half, Mason Reed goes 95 yards. That obviously takes him over 100 for the afternoon. And Indy, what a run here.
Yeah, and I think he could do a good job setting that up. But watch Colton Kent. After he hands the ball off, he becomes the lead blocker. Not too many people will have their star quarterback do that, but check him out right there. He pitches the ball, and now he becomes the lead blocker.
Boy, yeah. Took out J.B. Brown. And the rest was done by Mason Reed.
All jokes aside, they're going to need to make sure Mason Reed is hydrated when they get into halftime, because with all the running that he's been able to do on the offensive side, with what he's doing on the defensive side, I know this is a nice, cool environment, but those are the times you see guys cramp up. So during halftime, they definitely need to make sure that he's drinking water, even if he's not thirsty.
No rest for the weary. He's out on kickoff
now
coverage.
He's out on kickoff. Now he has to run down another 50 yards. Again, Iron Man football at its finest.
Now, 3:12 is plenty of time for Travis Quintanilla and the Bobcats to come right back down the field, try to get a score before the half to pull to within 1 touchdown. And it is important for them, you would think, to try to see if they can do that, because Cisco will get the football to start the second half. Here's the kickoff from Landon Lewis. From the sock-covered foot. Here's J.B. Brown, and they say, I think, that he signaled a fair catch at the 25-yard line. You get a look at that kicking sock.
Yeah, we were trying to debate if it was a sock or a shoe, but it's definitely a sock. And you're calling it a kicking sock. Is there a pad? It looks like there is a pad.
Yeah, the only way that, yeah, you see there's a little bit of tread on that. And now Lewis will go over and put the shoe back on to get back onto the field. It was a fair catch called for and made at the 25-yard line. So Refugio back on offense. And Quintanilla right over the middle. Caught in the first down to Dana Franklin. 18 yards, and the Bobcats have a first down.
And just like you said, they can score at any time, anywhere from the field with a big pickup like that. Still around 2 minutes, 57 seconds left. Plenty of time for Refugio to get back into the end zone.
Quintanilla again. Deep over the middle and almost picked off. Boy, that was close to being his 3rd interception of the first half. Kyler Gale almost had it.
And I'll tell you what, nothing against Kyler Gale, because you could credit him with a pass broken up. But to win against Refugio, when you have a ball like that, you have to come down with the interception, because like you've mentioned, like we've seen, they can score at any moment. So when you have your hands on one of their balls, you have to secure it.
2nd down and 10 for the Bobcats. Out of the empty set. Now shifting in motion is J.B. Brown, and it's Brown with the handoff. Actually, that's Perez who shifted around, and Perez up to the 47-yard line. And we'll now bring up 3rd down and 6 coming up. Clock down to 2.5 to go in the first half. And Refugio now a little quicker tempo. On 3rd and 6. Quintanilla Quick pass outside. It'll be short of the first down. Castellano made the catch, but it's a yard short. A gain of 5, and it's 4th down and 1 at the Cisco 48-yard line. Landon Lewis, the tackle. Now that he's put the shoe back on. 4th down and 1 for Refugio. Quintanilla now shifts Perez, and he'll keep it himself. 1st down. Pulled down at the 45-yard line.
I tell you what, that's a good call, because if it's 4th and 1, with the way Perez has been running early on in this game, I'm thinking they're going to give it to the big haul. So to fake it to Perez and have Quintanilla just run around the corner, I think they caught the defense by surprise.
Clock stopped while they moved the chains. Now back in motion. Refugio has 2 timeouts remaining as well. Quintanilla pumping, being chased, and now has running room. Quintanilla, a 1st down, and steps out of bounds. He might have stepped out just shy of it. He did at the 36-yard line. 9-yard gain and another look.
And not a designed run, and this is what you like and this is what you hate as a defensive lineman. When the guys can improvise with their legs, you know, even when it's 1st and 10 and they drop back and you think, oh, we've taken away the pass, we've taken away the receivers, then you have a quarterback who's athletic enough to pick up 9 yards. It's tough to defend.
Minute 21 to go in the half. Screen outside to Castellano and a 1st down, and steps out of bounds at the 29-yard line. A gain of 7. Caleb Raines over there to make sure he stepped out, but minute 15, plenty of time here for Refugio.
Plenty of time, and Refugio, they're just making this look easy. You know, they're calm. They've gone away from that quick play to where they're calling the plays real quick, but they're just moving, getting positive yards with every play.
Zania to the air. Perez brought down at the 25-yard line. A 4-yard gain. The clock continues to move as Tyler Callahan brought him down. Down to a minute to play 1st half. Bobcats do have 2 timeouts. Taking their time getting set offensively. 2nd down. Quintanilla to throw again over the middle. This one's caught in a 1st down. A catch made by Loveday, Cameron Loveday. 14 yards of 1st down. Refugio still on the move. It's down to 40 seconds. Still not wishing to call a timeout. The Bobcats look to the side.
No, and they seem to know what they're doing with their body language. They're calm. They're going to let the clock go down, and then they'll strike or call the timeout when needed.
It's at the 12-yard line. Here's Perez. Inside. Perez to the 5 and forced out of bounds inside the 5.
Right now, this drive is going exactly the way the Refugio coaches and players want it to go.
Perez, nice move inside. Second down and 1 at the 3-yard line.
Timeout, Cisco. Their 2nd timeout of the half.
A good timeout, I think, called by Brent West to try to get his guys settled down defensively to see if they can try to make another stand here before the half is done.
You're right. That's definitely what they're going to try to figure out. But right now, Refugio, they just don't have an answer for their positive yards.
Crowd Goes Wild is the new weekday talk show with Regis Philbin and a cast of former athletes and journalists where you can always expect the unexpected. Catch Crowd Goes Wild weekdays at 5 Eastern, 4 p.m. Central on Fox Sports 1. Out of the timeout. It'll be 2nd down and 1. So the Bobcats can pick up a 1st down without scoring a touchdown, and they do have 2 timeouts, so with 22 seconds left, there's time certainly for at least 3 or 4 more snaps, you would think.
Definitely time to call a play that's designed to pick up the 1st down. Now, if they get the extra yards and score a touchdown, that's icing on the cake, but they don't have to go for the score. They don't have to get too aggressive. I can see a run to Isaiah Perez to pick up the 1st down and get another 4 downs, especially with the 2 timeouts that they have.
All right, 2nd down and 1. Perez with the direct snap. Perez in for the touchdown.
Or you just scored.
A different look that time on the formation for Refugio, and it works for 6.
When you have this many options and weapons, you can do so many different things. I mean, look at Perez. I don't know if you want to call this the Wildcat or whatever name they want to have for it now, but when you put your top runner, the quarterback position, just get the ball in his hands. And this is the second time I've seen him down on the sidelines. You're wondering if all the yards, all the hits that he's taken early in this game is taking a toll on his body.
Timeout, Refugio.
The Bobcats take the timeout. Now, Perez will be one of the guys happy to get to the locker room and get some fluids at halftime. Like you mentioned, it's not hot, it's not cold. We're indoors, room temperature, but obviously you work up quite the sweat and the exhaustion during the course of a football game. And it's a 28-20 contest. We'll see if Jason Herring wants to eschew the kick for the extra point and go for two.
And a lot of times you'll see the fellas, you'll see the guys, the athletes cramp up when it's not that hot. When it's hot, you're always forcing yourself to drink. But when it's this cool environment, you think to yourself, oh, I don't need to drink. I feel fine. And that's when you get dehydrated and lose more fluids than you actually know that you are.
Adolfo Cordero will come on to kick the extra point out of the hold of Dana Franklin to make it a 7-point ball game. The kick by Cordero is good. So a 28-21 lead with 16 seconds to go in the half.
And you see Isaiah Perez getting some oxygen right now. So just like you said, these 16 seconds can't tick off fast enough for a guy like Isaiah Perez, who's put in a lot of positive work this first half.
Very active in the Refugio offense. Cisco, of course, had the 95-yard touchdown run by Mason Reed. Went up 2 scores at 28-14. Back comes Refugio to make it a 1-score game. Cisco will get the football to start in the second half.
And it goes just how it shows how tough Refugio, tough they are to suffer as many penalties and turnovers as they've suffered, and to only be down by 1 touchdown going into halftime.
Well, it tells you how explosive, certainly, this football team is. They set a Texas State high school record 2 years ago for most points scored in the season. That record was broken this year by the Aledo Bearcats, who still have a game to play Saturday at noon in the 4A Division II Championship against Brenham. Pop-up kick, fielded, and on the return, out across the 40 is Kyle Green with 10 seconds to go in the half. Which, if Brent West wants to, is enough time to have Colton Kent rear back and fire it downfield.
Yes. The way they've been able to score throughout this game, I don't think you ever take a knee. You always figure that you have a chance to score no matter where you're at. I would not be surprised if they go for it.
They do have 4 wide receivers. And Kent, quarterback draw, but Furia plugs the hole quickly. Jim LaFond did it first, and that'll do it for the first half.
That's the end of the first half.
Well, last year, 2 years ago, excuse me, the final was 35-31, or 36-35, excuse me, as Refugio beat Cisco 2 years ago to win the 2A Division II title. 36-35 at the half. It's 28-21, and let's go down to the sidelines to Neil Beasley.
Yeah, with Coach West. And Coach, the fans are having a great time. How about you in this
I'm
game?
having a great time too. It's definitely a fun one to watch. Offensive battle. We've got to do something to keep the ball out of Quintanilla's hands. He's definitely dangerous. They've got their running game going, and that was something coming in that we didn't feel like might not be quite as strong as 2 years ago, but they're doing a dang good job of rushing the football. We got to get going defensively the second half. Offensively, fairly, a couple of miscues there. Offensively, we need to drain that clock as much as we can, milk it, as we say, and hopefully we'll find a way to win this thing in the fourth.
Easier said than done, right?
That's correct.
All right, good luck second half. All right, guys, we got a good one, 28-21.
All right, thanks very much, Neil. 28-21 at the half, a big Goal line stop there, set up the 95-yard touchdown run. But back comes Refugio. It's a one-score game at halftime of the 2A Division II final.
Wherever you are.
Archer premieres Monday, January 13th, only on FX.
It's as much a holiday tradition as trimming the tree. The high school marching bands wearing the Santa hats, part of state championship weekend. Halftime here at AT&T Stadium in Arlington. Craig Way and ND Kalu with you. Refugio, Cisco. Cisco leads 28-21. There was a 36-35 game 2 years ago. So you're not disappointed in anything you've seen so far, right?
How could you be disappointed? I'm tired. You know, just watching these guys, I'm tired. This has been an exciting ball game, but Cisco's been able to take advantage of some turnovers.
Well, it started off with Refugio marching it right down the field early on for the Bobcats, and Travis Quintanilla and Isaiah Perez doing the honors.
Yes, you see how what type of physical runner he is. But guess what? Quintanilla can get it done also. But if you want to put Isaiah Perez at quarterback, just run the Wildcat with him. He's been very effective as a runner in the first half.
But the Lobos counter, and they do it on the arm of Colton Kent.
Colton Kent, you know, he's shown that he can get it done with his touch. He's shown that he can get it done with his legs. But that guy right there, Mason Reed, he's the early on MVP of this game.
Had a big touchdown running and catching the ball. And then how about this run, ND?
Oh, man, like I said, we've been talking about Mason Reed throughout the entire game, what he's done on the defensive side of the ball and the offense. And you see this long run. He's just a great athlete. He can do whatever the coaches ask him to do on the football field.
95-yard touchdown run there. It's 28-21. And let's go down to the sidelines to Neil Beasley.
All right, with Coach Herring. Coach, wasn't perfect offensively. You had some hiccups here and there, but you're only down 7.
Yeah, we didn't play a very good half of football, and we're still in the game. So I told the kids we just need to relax and play. We didn't play very good defensively, didn't play very good offensively, and we're only down by 7 points. So that's a blessing. We're going to have to get some stops defensively, though.
It did seem like no one was really hanging their head or anything in the first half. Did they seem that way also in the
Oh, yeah. We're so young. Our kids don't know you're supposed to get down in the dumps. They just keep playing.
Good luck in the second half.
Thanks, Hoss.
All right, guys, we got a good one brewing.
You bet. Let's take a look at the forward first half stats. Look at the first down edge for Refugio, and look how close the total yards are in this game. The penalties, obviously, a factor as well, Andy.
Absolutely. The penalties and the turnovers, 7 penalties for 50 yards. Once they were getting things going, they just kept shooting themselves in the foot and having to step back. But really, when you combine the penalties and the turnovers, that's why Refugio's down right now.
But only by 7 at 28-21. 369 yards in the first half of the Bobcats and 323 overall. And it's as much fun for the band and for the fans as it is for the players, getting a chance to see their Friday night heroes on a Thursday night battling for a state championship.
That's how it's to play where America's team plays. I mean, this has just been a great day. It's had that basketball tournament feel. You know, you see some of the other football players who are going to play tomorrow. They're in the stands checking it out. It just reminded me of that whole AAU basketball tournament feel when I was young, and it's cool to see it finally happen for football.
Well, you bring up basketball. The Final Four is here in March.
Wow.
This is a great venue, obviously. It's hosted so many things. Among those, the Super Bowl and the first college football playoff national championship to come as well. But it's high school championships this weekend. Travis Quintanilla and the Refugio Bobcats want to get a stop defensively and then get the ball over to the offense. So 24 minutes football to crown the state champion in 2A Division II. For the Lobos, deep to receive it, none other than Mason Reed. Joined by Landon Lewis. Here's Quintanilla's kickoff. This returnable for Reed from the 15-yard line. Cutting it outside. They'll settle for a 21-yard return out. Make it a 22-yard return out to the 37-yard line. Cisco's had good starting field position on several occasions tonight.
Right, both teams have because of a lack of a true kicker, so they can't get the ball into the end zone. But right there, you have to credit Mason Reed, nice return, and the way he ended that return is how the first half went, just physical. You know, you hear the pads, you feel the hitting. This has been a very physical, hard-fought game.
37-yard line of Cisco to open the third quarter. Colton Kent off play action will keep it himself, and a huge hole for Kent, splitting the defenders. 63 yards on the first play from scrimmage.
You know what, you could draw it up, you could coach it, Craig, but something that you can't do, you can't coach speed, and that's what Colton Kent has. Once he sees that seam, he doesn't break stride, he doesn't juke, he just outruns the defenders, and you can argue that some of those defenders, they had good angles, but when you have the speed of Colton Kent, you have to have perfect angles to stop him.
What's that old phrase? Speed ain't ever had a bad day.
That's right. And Colton Kent is having a good day because he possesses a lot of speed.
For the conversion, Landon Lewis out of Colton Kent's hold. The kick makes it 35-21. Cisco right back up by 2 touchdowns, and another look at this 63-yard run.
And I'll say this about Refugio, this is a team that won't get down because they can strike so quickly, but you just have to be impressed because with Colton Kent, when you watch this play, you think to yourself, okay, he's just another athletic running quarterback, but he's already shown and proven that he can beat you with his arm as well. So a true dual threat at the quarterback position when you talk about Colton Kent.
Well, Cisco scored 35 points on Refugio 2 years ago and came up 1 point short. Here, they've reached 35. A total of 21 seconds into the third quarter. And you get the feeling they're not done.
No.
But you also get the feeling Jason Herring's ball club is far from finished.
Far from finished. If they keep their confidence going, and just like Coach Herring said, he said they're too young to understand that they should be down in the dumps, and that's dangerous when you're young and talented and you don't realize that a game is over when you think it should be. Hey, you're never out of it. And with the way Quintanilla throws that ball and slings it around, and the skill position players that he has, they can be down 3 touchdowns and they'll still be in it. Excuse me, 4, 5 touchdowns. They are down 3 touchdowns.
So right now back down to 2, a touchdown game at 35-21, an onside kick. Wow. Ball pops loose and Cisco has it. How about that?
Sean Payton is somewhere smiling watching that. That's an aggressive call. Great call, well executed.
By the way, guess who recovered it? Number 10, Mason Reed.
Really? Mason Reed all over the place.
Here's another look. Watch Lewis. It did go 10 yards. It hits 10 right there. And it was just one of the Bobcats overshooting it.
To be up 14 points and call that is a gutsy call.
So from the Refugio 49, there's Kent. Gain of 4 to the 45-yard line. Jimmy Resend is the tackle. Now, we'll say this, Indy. The Bobcats have to be reeling a little bit, kind of back on their heels here. They've taken a couple of body shots, the punches to the gut on the touchdown run, and now a recovery of an onside kick.
Not only that, they're probably still tired with the momentum going to Cisco, but you know what, we talk about they do have a nice mixture of young guys and old guys. They're 3 starting defensive linemen, all seniors, so I'll expect them to lean on those guys to make plays right now.
Kent, he's got the left side cut. Mason Reed, touchdown, 45 yards.
Mason Reed, a senior, I don't know if he has offers or, you know, what his plans are for after Cisco, but he definitely is going to be opening the eyes of some college scouts tonight with what he's been able to do. Watch him catch the ball at the highest point. You know, that's something the great receivers do, and this is an all-round player. I don't even know what position to tack to Mason Reed, but when he goes up for the ball, he looks like a receiver. When he takes the handoff and runs 95 yards, he looks like a full-time running back. That's just a great all-round football player, Mason Reed.
He's played a little bit of everything tonight. Now the issue becomes more serious. Look at how that ball was laid in by Colton Kent, and Reed does the rest. DQ just tastes better. By your Texas Ford dealers, enjoy year-end savings during the Dream Big sales event. Ford is the best in Texas. And by the new Wrangler Premium Performance Advanced Comfort Jeans, available at Cavenders and Cavenders.com. After the onside kick recovered, it only took Cisco 2 plays and 46 seconds to score and go up by 21 now at 42-21. Kickoff fielded by Devin LaFrance. France will bring it upfield, and they'll take it across the 40-yard line. Now comes the test, Indy Kalou, for this Refugio Bobcat team, down 21 points here in the third quarter.
And I don't expect anything to change. As long as they don't have the penalties or the big turnover, you expect Travis Quintanilla to lead this team down the field, and that's what's going to happen. We understand they are a quick strike offense, but when you're down 42-21 in the second half, this is the time to make sure no stupid penalties, no turnovers, and they can definitely get themselves back into this game.
Cisco had the touchdown to start the second half. A big run by Colton Kent, and then the onside kick recovery. And on first down, looking to throw. And now settling for the run is Les Rhodes, a sophomore, and turns the corner. Turns it into an 8-yard gain.
And that play looks similar to the play that we saw early in the first half where they threw the ball, they handed the ball off to the backup quarterback, and I think he ended up throwing it to Travis Quintanilla, but that time Travis Quintanilla did not go into a passing down.
Second down and 2. Quick pass outside of J.B. Brown, and Brown has the first down. The Bobcats in Cisco territory up to the 46. Tyler Callahan, the tackle for the Lobos. Refugio coming right back down the field. Climb back into this. Now 21 points here early third quarter. Padilla over the middle. Clock. Another first down. Down to the 30-yard line to Dana Franklin. Another catch for Franklin. His second catch of the ball game.
Mason Reed in on the tackle. Cisco's defense now, they cannot get complacent and allow Refugio to just eat up big chunks of yards like you see right here in this play.
That's LaFrance inside the 20, inside the 15. But LaFrance takes it down before Callahan can bring it down. That's 19 yards. Undaunted are the Bobcats. Go right back to work.
Right back to work, and they make it look easy. And one thing about Devin LaFrance, a 6'3", 200-pound wide receiver, I don't want to turn this into some college recruiting show, but you really have to respect the 2A level because they have some individual players, individual talents that can definitely play at the next level with him being on it.
Around the corner, turning it inside is Castellano. Tyler Castellano, the junior, gained inside the 10 as he picks up 7 yards down to the 5-yard line. So it'll bring up second down. It's at the 6. It'll be second down and 3 coming up for Refugio. Long way still to go in this football game. Refugio needed an answer drive, and looks like they have it right now. Taking it inside into the goal line is Perez. That direct snap in to Isaiah Perez. You might say the Bobcat formation gets Refugio into the end zone.
And that's what Coach Herring talked about when he was asked, was your team down? He said, no, they're too young to get down. They don't understand. And right now they're playing with confidence, and they're not even looking at the score. They have a mission on that drive to score, and that's exactly what they did. And they made it look very easy. If I'm Cisco, I'm still concerned about this Refugio Bobcat offense.
Yep, right back into this football game as Adolfo Cordero is on for the extra point. The kick from Cordero is good. 9:14 to go, third quarter. 70 combined points already scored. We promise you there'll be more. Well, if this Dallas-based chapter of officials needed any help, there's plenty of volunteers there from the Cisco side. And there's the kickoff, a little pooch kick. Cisco will have good field position as Cody Hoover handled that kickoff. So once more, the Lobos will have excellent starting field position, leading 42-28 after the latest Refugio touchdown.
Now, Refugio's offense, they stepped up, but now it's time for their defense to stop the Cisco offense.
You see how balanced things are tonight, how even between these two sides. Lobos race to the line of scrimmage. The toss to Landon Lewis. Lewis upfield and into Refugio territory, a pickup of 5 yards. At some point, Indy, Jason Herring will be telling his defense they've got to get some stops at some point down the way.
Well, at some point, there's 8 minutes, 55 seconds left in the third quarter, and you're down by 2 touchdowns, and your offense is showing that they can get the ball down the field. This is that point that they're going to have to do that.
Second down and 5 for the Refugio 48. Lewis in motion, but it is Kent keeping himself. Turn in the corner again, and there goes Kent again, spinning through tackles and further into Refugio territory.
Very good run, never giving up on the play, but if you're going to look at this Refugio defense, watch how many arm tackles or attempted arm tackles that you see, and you're just not going to bring down an athlete like Colton Kent with just your arms.
Nice job spinning away before forced out of bounds by Nate Smith, junior linebacker. Cisco right back down the field, answering the Refugio score. Mason Reed is the fullback. Play action. Kent shaking off 1 and 2 would-be tacklers to the end zone and just beyond the reach. The intended target, Cole Scott, the tight end.
Just avoiding the sack made that play special, and it would have been spectacular if he was able to complete that. But look at the way he's avoiding the sack right here. Oh, we got a little bit late, but just to avoid the sack and just be about a foot off to make a spectacular play, that is Colton Kent. Now, I will say this about Refugio. We always talk about the offense. You know, you talk about the great quarterback, how he's rewritten the record book. But their defense, though they've been winning, they've been giving up points against Rogers. They gave up 72 points, and their loss against Lego Vista, they gave up 45. So that has been a concern for this Refugio team.
Reed outside. Of course, the sideline, Rogers offense very good. Lago Vista very good as well with the offense. Here's the look again at Mason Reed.
Get to the sideline and get upfield, and that's what he's able to do for a couple of positive yards on that play.
Reed at 139 rushing yards, 95 receiving yards. Third down and 2 for the Lobos. Lewis, the first down inside the 10-yard line and down to the 9.
And again, effort and excitement, and just see the effort he gives after the initial hit to plunge forward to pick up the first down.
First and goal, Cisco at the Refugio 9-yard line. Again to Landon Lewis. Lewis, a clear path to the end zone.
Not bad for a backup running back. You know, when you have a guy like Mason Reed and you have to get him a blow, you get Landon Lewis in there and you don't miss too much. He has the vision, he has the moves, and I'm just so impressed with this Cisco team, the Cisco offense, and how many playmakers they have on the offense.
And Landon Lewis, a junior, will be back next season, certainly in position to be the lead guy in the backfield for the Lobos in 2014.
Then after he scores, he kicks his own point after.
And that one is good. Looked like a wedge shot right onto the green, high arcing thing, but it went over across the upright and back to a 21-point Cisco advantage. Earlier today, Stanford claiming the 1A Division I crown for the second consecutive year. 34 unanswered points, rallying from a 28-7 third quarter deficit to defeat the Shiner Comanches. Wellington's Skyrockets take home their first ever state football championship. They take it back to the Panhandle region with a 42-20 win over Falls City, #1 team in the state, Wellington finishing there. And Cameron Yo makes it back-to-back 2A Division I titles as they win the opener here in the evening session, ending the great run of the Wall Hawks, their first trip to the state title round. But Cameron Yo makes it back-to-back 2A Division I state crowns. Cisco is looking for its first ever state championship. And with a little over a quarter and a half to go, the Lobos lead by 21 points. Again, if there is a team capable of overcoming that kind of deficit, it's the one the Lobos are facing, and Brent West certainly knows that. He wants his defense to get a stop here, up 21 here in the third quarter.
And that's why the battle cry is 0-0. When you're up on a team like this, and you're up with multiple touchdowns, but you know Refugio can score at any time, you have to play and approach this game as if the score is 0-0 if you're the Cisco Lobos.
Down the middle to Isaiah Perez to return it, and Perez forced out of bounds about the 30-yard line. Cody Hoover ran him out. So Travis Quintanilla goes back to work, and as does Isaiah Perez. And again, the Bobcats chasing a 21-point third quarter deficit, second time in this quarter. It was a 7-point halftime lead for Cisco. They had an opening sprint for a touchdown from Colton Kent. And then after recovering a surprise onside kick, scored the very next play. Quintanilla shaking off pressure and down the middle of first down. No, unable to hold it as Dana Franklin went to his knees, could not come up with it. It's incomplete. Second down and 10. Wins the turf with Jason Herring. Not happy with the call. Looked for a moment like Franklin held it, but second down and 10. Quintanilla. Pressure coming, escaping it again. And then downfield, looking for and finding LaFrance. A first down for Devin LaFrance as he takes it down to the 25-yard line. A gain of 45 yards before Kyler Gale can wrap him up.
And that's what makes him so special. When he's avoiding the pressure, he's able to throw the accurate ball while he's on the move. And look at the catch again. Devin LaFrance going up to get it, using his big body to shield off the defender and getting the first down.
Bobcats back to work. Around the corner, Perez for a pickup of 5. Destin McBride, the tackle for Cisco.
And just like that, we're already in the red zone. Refugio, they're making it seem so easy, but once again, when you look at the penalties from the first half, the turnovers, the onside kick, those are the plays that have separated this game.
And in this second half, Refugio's defensive inability to stop Cisco's offense. They've scored on all 3 possessions. Here's Quintanilla. He's going down this time. Loss of a yard, maybe 2. Cole Scott with the sack.
You see here where in the past Quintanilla could run outside, but they kept good contained, both outside rushers. They kept contained, and they didn't give him anywhere to escape, to extend the play, or pick up the first down.
Third down and 7 for the Bobcats. Quintanilla still over there at the side. They'll have to hurry or use a timeout. Play clock down to 1. And not in time. It'll be a timeout called by the Bobcats.
I'll tell you what, those timeouts get very precious in the fourth quarter, especially when you're down. So I know they felt like they needed to use it there, but that might be one of those deals where it comes back to haunt them in the fourth quarter.
Well, there was some confusion and some delay on getting the play in, and then at that point, Quintanilla checking the wristband, and Jason Herring said, we go ahead and need a timeout. He's talking to his club right now. From the crew that brings you America's #1 pregame show comes Fox Football Daily with all the news, opinions, and insight you need on the NFL and college football. Fox Football Daily, weeknights at 6 p.m. Eastern, 5 o'clock Central, only on Fox Sports 1. Cisco fans watching there, and there's some ankle taping on the sidelines. And is third down. Coming up. Third down now out of the timeout. And Quintanilla looking to the sidelines for the play call.
You have to think they're in 4-down territory right here, Craig.
No question about it. Down 21 points. 3rd and 7. Set up the middle screen. It's intercepted. Picked off by Cole Scott. Quintanilla's 3rd interception of the ball game. And Cisco comes up with a big turnover.
And I'll tell you what, Cole Scott may only be 5'10", but he looked like he was around 6'5" on that play, getting to the ball at the highest point, using one hand to tip it to himself. Very, very nice heads-up play by Cole Scott.
Scott reaching up to pull it down, and the junior with the interception. Makes it 1st down. Off play action now. Looking to run as Kent trying to get to the corner. And a nice open field trip up by Jim LaFond, the senior defensive end. No gain on the play.
Very nice effort on that play. You see Colton.
Looks like he's cramped up there.
Looks like he's cramping up. He's been running all over the place. He's trying to walk, and that's a very, very painful injury to have. And good job by the Refugio trainers to take care of him while he falls out on their sideline.
He's all the way down on the sideline. Let's go down to the sidelines. Check in with Neil Beasley.
Yeah, cramps are becoming an issue here. This is about the 3rd Cisco player with cramps, but there you're looking at number 10, Mason Reed. That last kickoff, on the kickoff when Cisco, he was playing out there, he tweaked an ankle, so they took his shoe off. He's been taped up now, and that's why he's not back out on the field now, but they're just putting on his sock and getting ready to go back out now. But he did give a thumbs up to all his family up on the stand, so he's going to get back in there, but they've got some issues with cramping and then this ankle.
And then Colton Kent all the way on the opposite side of the field. You see the very deliberate kind of stomping steps that you take when you're trying to stomp out that cramping in your calf. And so it's going to be Taylor Massey who will check in at quarterback. Massey, a sophomore. See what Cisco has done in the 3rd quarter. Their offense has not been stopped by Refugio. Kent will have to come out at least for a play, and the sophomore, Taylor Massey, checks in at quarterback. So Massey to run the attack at least for one snap. The toss to Lewis. In the corner, a stiff arm, but the gain will leave him short of the 1st down. A pickup of 5 to the 44-yard line, and I think Kent is ready to go back in now.
You know what, I'll be surprised if he does go back in and if he doesn't catch another cramp, because I was watching him. When you catch a cramp like that, you either need an IV or you need to drink lots of waters, lots of liquids, and he just hasn't had a chance to do that yet. But he's being the tough guy that he is. He's jogging out there, but let's see how effective he'll be with the worries of cramps.
Massey, who took the snap at quarterback, stays in the ball game as a slot receiver. 3rd down and 3 for the 45. Little shovel pass and forward for the 1st down, the fullback, Vernon Owings. How about that call on 3rd down and 3 to move the chains?
And they knew that they couldn't get anything out of Kent on that play. So what do? Just shuffle it and get your big guy to get the big yards that you needed to extend the drive.
An important move of the sticks, and the clock rolls on. A 21-point lead for Cisco. Search of the school's first ever state football championship. Lost a heartbreaker here to the same school, Refugio, 2 years ago, a 36-35 contest. Here's Kent running. Kent goes down at the 46-yard line. He picked up 6 yards on that play before Nate Smith can wrap him up.
And what you have to do is watch him after the run, and it looks like he's worked through the cramps. And I'm surprised, and good for him, without getting time, without having time to get the liquids in his system, he was able to stretch out of those cramps, and he looks like his old self again.
2nd down and 4 from the Refugio 46. Kent will hand it this time. Surging forward and picking up the first down is Landon Lewis. Smith the tackle. But another nice run this time by Lewis.
And Lewis just picking his spot, getting behind his blockers, waiting for the seal block to develop, then taking that inside movement and just getting up the field. And even when he was getting up, he looked like he was beat, but they just realized they're a quarter away plus 3 minutes from fulfilling that big revenge from 2 years ago as they lost to Refugio in the state championship game.
First and 10 from the 40 and a pass back to Kent. Downfield, wide open. Catch made by Hoover. One man to beat. Hoover. Flag down. Touchdown. Cody Hoover. Mano a mano to the end zone to finish a 40-yard touchdown pass.
Individual efforts. Now let's see what the flag with the call. You see Cisco clapping, so it's probably going to go against Refugio.
I think it was a horse collar on the tackle attempt. Or a face mask in this case. No matter, the touchdown stands.
And just watch the activity after the catch to know where he is.
Personal foul, face mask on the defense. Touchdown's good. The penalty being forced on the kickoff.
Well, it's all going right for Cisco now. Taking a commanding lead here in the third quarter.
Look at Cody Hoover's day. We've been talking about all the other players. 3 catches, 119 yards, and 2 of those for touchdowns.
Everybody contributing now for the Cisco Lobos, who doubled it up on Refugio. We have a triple header tomorrow of state championship action here at AT&T Stadium, starting it off with a 3A Division I state title matchup. Kilgore's Raging Red, the Bulldogs, against the Carthage Bulldogs tomorrow at noon. Then the 3A Division II crown, Argyle and all everything back receiver Ian Sadler takes on Fairfield and their tremendous running attack led by Larry Rose. That's the 3A Division II crown at 4 o'clock. And then the second day of state championship weekend culminates at 8. Denton Geyer, the defending state champions of 4A Division I, and dynamic quarterback Gerard Hurd against the Brennan Bears from the North Side School District in the San Antonio area with one of the tougher defensive units you'll ever see. That's all tomorrow right here on Fox Sports Southwest. Touchdown drive of 62 yards in 6 plays following the interception. Now it's a commanding lead for Cisco here late third quarter, and they'll pick up the 15 yards because of the face mask call on the touchdown catch and run.
But I will say this, and I'm not just saying it to have the people stay and watch this game. This is Texas High School Football Championship. I know you've seen crazier things happen. And again, Refugio, they've just been able to march up and down the field when they don't throw the penalty. When they don't have penalties, when they don't throw the interceptions. They've proven that they can score at will against Cisco. So it's still not over.
Yeah, I agree with you. The key, like you say, is if any school at the 2A level is able to overturn that kind of deficit, it would be this team. Here's the kickoff down to the 5-yard line, and Ascoro on return, and he's dropped deep in Bobcat territory at the 13-yard line. But as you pointed out, ND, the key for Refugio is staying away from the mistakes. An uncharacteristic 3 interceptions tonight from Travis Quintanilla, who'd only thrown 8 the entire season to this point. So from the 13-yard line.
Oh, guys.
Quintanilla. Look at the throw. High, but caught by Castellano. Goes down at the 19-yard line, a 6-yard pickup. Cody Hoover, the tackle.
And credit the Cisco defense. You know, when you have a guy like Quintanilla who's only had 8 interceptions, then in this game he has 3. We've already seen a couple of them were just great defensive efforts. There wasn't just bad plays. Now, there were some missed targets there, but we've seen some individual efforts that have led to those 3 interceptions.
Quintanilla again to the air on second down. Now pressure coming escapes a would-be tackler, and he'll take off and run. Quintanilla staggers out of bounds. He does have the first down on the 24-yard line. A lot of running there, and Mason Reed forced him out.
Escapability, you know, that's what's made this guy so special. You see fine move by the defensive lineman to get up the field, wrap him up, but he's just not able to finish the play. Quintanilla never gives up on the play, and that's why he turns what should have been a sack into a positive play.
1st and 10. Quintanilla again with some time. Now everybody's covered, so he'll have to run again. Slides down at the 31-yard line for a gain of 6.
When you look at the Cisco defense on this drive particularly, the offensive line for Refugio, they're doing a good job getting Quintanilla the time to throw the ball, but he doesn't have any open receivers, so you have to credit the defensive backfield because these wide receivers are not getting open with all the time that they can get.
On 2nd down, handoff to Castellano, in trouble, he'll be dropped. Loss of 4. Lobos pursue, led by Reed.
And again, nowhere to run, stretching the play. When you have guys on the other side of the line of scrimmage, like we said earlier, it disrupts the offense, and that's exactly what happened on that play.
3rd down. And Quintanilla, a quick pass and out of bounds. Short of the first down is Castellano. Now it's 4th down, and it's only at the 29-yard line, but Refugio trails by 28 points here inside the final minute of the 3rd quarter.
It's definitely not 4th down territory when you look at the field, but when you look at the situation, you understand why Refugio is looking to go for it, or they might do that swift kick with Quintanilla, but
I think they'll go for it on 4th and 5 because they're trailing by 28. Quintanilla to the air. Caught in a first down. Perez turns it into a big gainer. And out of bounds at the 43-yard line, a gain of 27.
And Perez has been very busy and productive. We've been talking so much about Mason Reed, but Perez, they've seen him in the Wildcat. They've handed the ball to him as a tailback, and now he's coming in as a pass receiver and lowering the boom at the end of the run. He's been very effective as well.
So from the 43-yard line. Quintanilla. The throw again. Downfield, caught by Franklin. And Franklin to the 25-yard line, a first down. A pickup of 18 yards. Refugio moving quickly, but they may have time expire here in the 3rd quarter to try to gather themselves for the final 12 minutes of their football season. Into the 3rd quarter from AT&T Stadium in Arlington to the 2A Division II State Championship, and it's Cisco with a 28-point 3rd quarter. The Lobos lead Refugio 56-28. We'll be back for the final 12 minutes of this one on Fox Sports Southwest. We get ready to start the final quarter here of the first day of the UIL State High School Football Championships. 2A Division II title on the line. Cisco with a 56-28 lead on Cisco. Craig Way and Dee Kalu, and pleased to be joined by the Executive Director of the University Interscholastic League, Dr. Charles Brydup. Going to be like a proud papa overseeing all of this today.
You bet I am. What a great day we've had, and looking forward to 2 more days of football. And you know what? If you just hang around, we'll have breakfast and we'll just start all over again.
It's just one overnight runs in to the next day. I know you're very pleased with the crowds, the way the games have been officiated, the way the games have been contested today.
Well, if you like offense, this is a great day for it. We've had a good day today, a lot of fun games, very well contested, and as you said, great crowds and a lot of great spirit, a lot of support from our schools.
First down pass, Quintanilla going once more to Dana Franklin. Talking earlier today to Mark Cousins and to also Jamie Harrison about the success of the 6-man state title games here.
Yeah, how exciting was that? For once in our history, we were able to get all of our games at the same site. That's never been done before, and you have to give credit to AT&T Stadium and Bruce Hardy and his staff for putting together the field. Knowing that there was a Cowboys game the next day, they got it done, and we were able to get our 6-man games in here. it was a great day, and really appreciate the work you and Granger did on the broadcast.
We had a lot of fun with that. We're obviously having a lot of fun, all of us here as a part of this. This has kind of been the dream of a lot of people to have all of these state championship games here.
You know, Craig, it has been a lot of conversations through the years and tremendous cooperation from our Coaches Association through the last few years. We put together a championship committee to help develop this, and we talked about the times and how much time we needed between games and what the requirements would be, and you know, the whole idea about having 4 locker rooms. Who had thought about a tournament for football? And it's not really a tournament, but it's a series of games that you're not used to. Having all the amenities that you need, I think, are so important. And you have to give credit to our coaches. Man, we have some fabulous coaches, X and O wise, but they also think about the other things that make this such a great event.
It's first down for Refugio. The Bobcats on the move at the 14-yard line of Cisco. Opening minute of the fourth quarter, Refugio in sore need of a touchdown to try to trim the deficit a bit. Travis Quintanilla over the middle. Dana Franklin, he'll score. A touchdown for Franklin to try to help Refugio climb the ladder. Charles, I know it's also a busy time we talk about this. Your great staff going to work on reclassification, realignment. Had the early release of the enrollment numbers for the first time ever.
Yeah, we're making history all over. And I think it's a good thing. We were able to release those numbers so schools could know at least what conference they're in. They could relax then and start making some plans. And I think it's a good thing. It gives us an opportunity to have some discussions about where we'd play schools and districts, particularly in West Texas, and that's been most productive for us.
Two-point conversion try, and Quintanilla all the way back beyond the 20 to the end zone and caught for the two-point conversion. Quintanilla is down on the field. Boy, he did a lot of running. He's down on the field, and you hope he's all right. He took a shot, and you see Brent West and the Cisco people looking after him here. Look at this play again, Indy.
And it seems like we've been saying this all day. He's able to extend plays with his legs, avoid the pass rush, and right there, that's just a spectacular play, knowing where his teammates are. And look at the big shot that he takes. Either he got the wind knocked out of him or he was just tired right there, because that was a heck of an effort.
He's back up. Gets the pat of encouragement from Jason Herring, so it's 56-36 the score with 11:18 to go. Charles, back to the state championship game. We're visiting Dr. Charles Brydup, Executive Director of the UIL. Has high school football in Texas grown to the point now where not only does it require a venue of this size to put on this type of show, has the UIL found as close to the perfect venue in AT&T Stadium?
Well, I think it's certainly a fabulous venue, and the hosts have been great. And we certainly have some good stadiums in the state when you start talking about relying and the support we got in Houston the year we went there, and then the 2 years at the Alamo Dome. We've had great friends across the state, and there are those who would like to talk about rotating and giving other cities a chance. We don't like to look at this as a convention and visitors bureau or chamber of commerce idea, but what's best for the schools? Where best can we place these games where they are on a central corridor, where we have the opportunity to get to schools here with as least travel as possible. So there's the factor that we have to consider. And, you know, we look at where these games would have been played if we hadn't prearranged them. And you have to look at it, and many of them would have been right here in the Metroplex. So that's a factor. We'll continue to look at that, and we're very sensitive to the whole nature of how big Texas is, and games should be in Houston, and games should be in San Antonio, and other places in the state that would like to host these. But we like where we are right now. We have a great time here at AT&T, and hopefully 2 more great days tomorrow.
Charles, is it a situation also now to let folks know? I know there's excitement. And I've had a lot of people come in and say, what's this deal about 6A? There's actually going to be a 6A, and in number and in name there certainly is, if only to update the nomenclature.
Well, it was a change in nomenclature, yes, that's correct. We did do a little tweaking at the bottom, but we gave 1A what they've always wanted, a split where they have an equity issue that's resolved. I already had a conversation today about adding 7 conferences. So there's discussions. You know, Carl Padilla was here earlier today, and he does his little poll, does his own alignments. But, you know, it's always an issue with us about creating the type of equity that schools desire. And we're looking at that all the time. You never stop talking about reclassification.
Refugio trying the onside kick, fielded nicely for Cisco. you think everybody can get used to calling six-man just 1A from now on in the future?
I know. We've come a long way since 1972 when we had Conference B.
That's right.
And we bumped all those up and moved 4A to 5A. And at that time, if you remember, Conference B schools could only play to a regional championship. So, you know, we moved forward with great progress and really recognizing the value in those small schools and in six-man football and 11-man 1A. And moving forward in the future, you know, we'll continue to look at ways to make it better, small tweaks as we need to. And that's the great effort of our school superintendents who make up our legislative council and vote on these issues. And our schools make the rules and they adjudicate the rules, and I think it really works for a great system.
Great event. We're thrilled to be here. Coffee and breakfast tacos on me in the morning.
Hey, I love it.
All right. Dr. Charles Bradham, the executive director of the UIL. Great to have you with us, Charles. Right now, here's Cisco on the move as the Lobos trying to put the finishing touches on winning their first ever state championship, up by 20 here in the fourth quarter. On the carry is Landon Lewis. Lewis brought down at the 45-yard line to bring up third down. And really, when you get to it, Indy, this is must-stop time for Refugio. They're going to have to try to make up a 20-point fourth-quarter deficit.
Right, this is definitely must-stop. They're going to need to stop them, not let them get to a situation where they say, you know what, this is four-down territory, we can pick up a first down. They need to stop them to no yards, and just like you said, time is running out, and they are down by 20 points.
Third down and 5 for the Lobos, who have not been stopped here in the second half. They have scored on every possession. On 3rd and 5, Kent swinging it out and moving forward is Landon Lewis, still on the move, and another first down, a 9-yard pickup.
And before I even talk about the effort right there, and that was actually our buddy Mason Reed, it looks like, as you see on the replay. Mason Reed catches that ball, and not only does he get the first down, he fights for the extra yards, stays in bounds, keeps the clock going. But one thing Cisco's been able to do that Refugio cannot say, they've been able to protect the ball, and they've limited the penalties, and that's why they're up by 20 with 9 minutes and 38 seconds to go in this game.
And that actually goes as a run, a backward pass, so it's a forward run, and 148 yards for Mason Reed. Kent around the corner. And then just slides down and stays, or did he not stay in bounds? It looked like he slid out. He was trying to stay in bounds to go down, and Kent pulls up there. 9:22 to go, already with a mind toward keeping the clock moving with his team up 20 points.
And when we talk about Mason Reed, I can't say enough about this young athlete. I had the pleasure of doing the Lido game when Jonathan Gray was the running back, and I thought that was one of the best running backs that I've seen. But this individual effort by Mason Reed, when you factor in what he's done on defense, special teams, and offense, I cannot remember the last time I saw some player have a game like this.
He's had a marvelous night tonight. And this time it's Lewis. Lewis with another first down. A gain of 7 more to the 20, and it could finally be that the Refugio defense is starting to wear down.
Yes, they have not had an answer for Cisco this entire half.
It was a 28-21 halftime lead for Cisco, but a 28-point third quarter for the Lobos.
You talk about signature plays, that onside kick. You have to point to that for Cisco.
How about the stop of the goal line? And they were up 21-14. Here's a handoff to the fullback, Owings. Owings takes it close to another first down. 2 plays later, Mason Reed goes 95 yards for a touchdown, and it was a 2-touchdown spread at that point. It's at the 12-yard line, second down.
Cisco's going to eat up as much of that clock as they can between every play.
Lobos load up the backfield. Again, inside the 10 and a first down, Landon Lewis. A gain of 6 more. Lewis getting close to 100 yards. Reed is at 148. Kent is at 132. And Lewis is at 82 rushing yards.
We were impressed with the Wall offense coming into the game before this, with how many guys they had over 1,000 yards. but to be in this caliber of a game and have so many guys over 100, it's amazing. And credit the offensive line. We have not talked enough about the offensive line, but they're the one creating the holes for the running backs to run through.
First and goal at the 6. Forward for a yard is Lewis. Alex Coronado on the tackle for the Bobcats. And they absolutely have to have a stop if they're going to have any hope of trying to stage a near miraculous comeback.
And even the Cisco players, you get a chance to see them and how beat they are. When you're talking about Iron Man football, you very rarely get a chance to rest, and these guys have been given excellent effort. Everyone's feeling it, but when you're up by 20 and you can taste that title, it makes it a little bit easier to push through.
Second and goal. Colton Kent to the end zone. Incomplete. Nice tip away job by Tyler Castellano on a pass intended for Cody Hoover. And it is third down and goal.
And with the incompletion, they stopped the clock. And you know that's what the coaches did not want to do. Obviously, they were going for the touchdown, but more than ever, they would want that clock to continue ticking down.
Third and goal, and it's down to the Bobcat defense trying to make a stand here. The toss back. And Reed inside the 5-yard line. Tackled by Jim LaFawn. And it is fourth down at the 4-yard line. 4th and goal.
No field goal kicker. Like I said, I don't think they're confident in their field goal kickers. This isn't a sense where they're trying to run up the score. I just feel like, one, they want to run the clock down, and they have no confidence in their field goal kicker.
Here's Kent looking for the jump pass, but he goes down. Dalton Brown, the tackle for Refugio, and the Bobcats get their first second-half stop on downs.
Big play by the big man up front, going for the jump pass. He did not have a receiver open, and Dalton Brown being right where he needed to be to, I guess, would you call that a sack or a tackle? I guess you would have to call it a sack because it was an intended pass play, and he just never had a chance to release the ball.
Well, they start from their own 8-yard line through the Bobcats. Quick pass out to Castellano. Castellano kept inbounds by Cody Gibson as the momentum was stopped, so the clock continues to roll as we near the halfway mark of the final quarter, and Refugio's explosive offense needing to explode. Down 20 points. Second down and 3. Quintanilla has already attempted 38 passes in the ballgame. He's thrown for 390 yards and 2 touchdowns, but he's had 3 interceptions. Handoff, speed sweep, Marquise Brown. Brown brought down inbounds and only a couple on the play, short of the first down. Cody Hoover, the tackle, and the clock continues to roll.
All right, doing a good job making sure these guys don't go out of bounds. Refugio's obviously trying to get that first down, trying to get upfield, but another one of their goals on this drive is to get out of bounds, but Cisco and their defenders, they're making the sure tackles.
Third down, a pass tipped and almost picked off. Cody Hoover already has 1 pick, was closing on another.
Right, Quintanilla has had 3 picks, but he's also had 2 would-have-been picks if the defender came down with it, with that being one of them.
Now, this is the last gasp here for Refugio. If they can't convert, down 20 and only 5:26 to go, you have to think it'd be all but done now. 4th down. Perez trying to pick his way through traffic, and he does, and he's got the first down.
But once again, he stays in bounds, and that clock keeps ticking down.
They'll stop it long enough to move the chains. Yep. And then they'll start it up again, and it's only at the 22-yard line. And really, Cisco is willing to give some ground grudgingly as long as the clock continues to roll. Quintanilla checking with Perez as they consult the wristband. Travis, Quintanilla the throw. Downfield, sliding catch made from the knees at the 3-yard line by Dana Franklin. That'll be another first down. And again, Cisco willing to give up some yards in the middle of the field and some first downs to make Refugio have to drive the length of the field and take up almost all the remaining time, and even a score would still leave them 2 touchdowns behind. Deep ball. Quintanilla throwing, and it's incomplete. Little off the sideline for LaFrance.
A little underthrown, and that's definitely a pass that he can't complete. You wonder if the wear and tear is starting to weigh on him. Quintanilla is taking some big hits today. He's given some great individual effort in avoiding sacks and keeping plays going. You just wonder if his body now, if he's getting fatigued, is starting to break down, because he definitely did not have the power under the ball on that last pass that we're used to seeing him throw.
That was his 41st attempt of the night. He's completed 30 for 402 yards. 2 touchdowns and 3 interceptions. Trying to spin his way through traffic. Oh, what a big pop there after the catch was made. And who else but Mason Reed? You know, they have an offensive player of the game. They have a defensive player of the game. He might win both.
He might win, and deservedly so. Wow. Just a great football player. You know, there are great positions. There are great quarterbacks, great running backs, great defensive linemen, but very few times you say great football player, but that definitely goes when you talk to Mason, when you talk about Mason.
3rd down. Quintanilla with some time, going to go deep. Looking for Franklin downfield and too much on it. And again, Refugio push to a 4th down to try to keep possession and keep faint hopes alive. But they would need a score in a hurry. They would still be down 2 scores. First things first, they must convert on 4th down. You saw Quintanilla looking up at the gigantic jumbotron and looking for the
timeout. Refugio.
So Refugio facing 4th down as this one draws near its conclusion. The best tasting treats, eats, and drinks in Texas. DQ just tastes better. Buy your Texas Ford dealers. Enjoy year-end savings during the Dream Big Sales event. Ford is the best in Texas. And by the new Wrangler Premium Performance Advanced Comfort Jeans, available at Cavenders and Cavenders.com. Final hope here for Refugio on 4th down and 8 from the Bobcat 36. Travis Quintanilla was looking at the jumbotron to check the yardage. They took the timeout, set up the receiver screen, and down goes Devin LaFrance. Short of the first down, only a 3-yard pickup. And Colton Kent got in on the tackle there. The ball will go over to the Lobos.
And that might be the last time Travis Quintanilla throws a football pass in organized football. And that's a thought that you just, you know, ever since his sophomore year when he led this team to victory, 2 years later to be trying to get his 2nd state championship under his belt for it to end, it's going to be a sad day for the Quintanilla.
Well, this was a tight contest, but the DQ big play of the game broke it up, and it was Mason Reed who did it.
And right there, you know, Mason Reed, he gets the big run, but I love the block from Colton Kent. Anytime you get your quarterback springing your running back free, you have to mention that, and that's just the type of team Cisco is.
And remember, that came after Cisco got a 4th down stop on a tackle at the goal line on a pass to Tyler Castellano. It was 21-14 at the time. 2 plays later, Reed goes the distance, 95 yards. And even though Perez made it a 1-score game again, they were never able to tie the score, which is what they were looking to do. And Cisco has stayed in front the rest of the way. A personal foul call, 15 yards and a first down for the Lobos. Kent stumbled a bit, now goes forward inside the 15. He'll pick up 6. Dalton Clare, the tackle.
And whether or not a lot of these guys for Cisco were on varsity when they lost to Refugio 2 years ago, they understood what it meant to lose that state game. So it's going to be a sweet feeling as they hold on to this victory to know not one did they just win their championship, but they defeated the team that defeated them 2 years ago. It's going to have a double good feeling.
Straight ahead on second down is Colton Kentwell. And the other thing, too, all these thousands of fans who come in from the Big Country region. Going to love this. This will be the first state championship in Cisco High School history. We've already seen a first-time state champion today crowned, the Wellington Skyrockets from the Panhandle. And it's first and goal at the 9. Kent will look to the side. He's going to take a timeout, I think. Kent will take that. Down to 1:57 to play in the football game. Hey, I wanted to say something about the officials. This is the Dallas chapter of officials, and they've done an outstanding job, spearheaded by the referee.
Okay. Before the snap, timeout, Cisco.
And that's him right there. John Penn, the referee. The line judge in this game is John's son, Joshua. And John has officiated 16 years, including 7 in the Lone Star Conference. He's called 3 state championship games. Joshua Penn officiating in his 6th season, his first state championship game. John's father, Percy Penn, was a longtime Southwest Conference official who worked the Sugar Bowl game between Alabama and Ohio State in January of '79 when it was Bear Bryant matched up against Woody Hayes. That Penn officiating legacy.
Definitely a family affair. And I'm sure the patriarch is proud of his boys right now.
No doubt about it. And they've done a fine job. What a night for offense. Cisco over 600 yards. Refugio very close to 600 yards. But the turnovers, penalties, and big plays, the difference by Cisco on the verge of its first ever state championship. Landon Lewis on the carry. Taking inside. The clock continues to move inside of 2 minutes to play in the ball game.
Yeah, the big difference when you talk about going close to 600 yards, you think the defense had a bad day. Well, at least with Cisco, their defense, they were able to make some plays. They gave up a boatload of yards, but there were times where they came away with the interceptions. There were times where they had them not bring on their punter, but not make it on the 4th down. So there are times that you can point to and say Cisco, they had success on the defensive side of the ball. Refugio, you really couldn't do that.
Second down. And as Landon Lewis behind him. It's to Lewis again, and Lewis inside the 5 and down the 40-yard line to Landon Lewis, who is closing in on 100 yards rushing. He's over 90 yards now at 93. He won't get to 100. The ball's at the 4-yard line, barring a penalty, but it is 3rd and goal. Cisco lost in the state championship round in 2002 to Rosebud Lott. They fell in 2006 to March. In 2008, they fell to Dangerfield. In 2012, they lost, but or 2011. But they're going to win tonight. Kent will put down the knee. The fans can feel it now. And the celebration will begin in Eastland County and along Interstate 20. It'll be a nice ride back to the Big Country region. The first ever state football championship for the Cisco Lobos. They beat a powerhouse Refugio team to do it, and Cisco can celebrate state title number 1.
I've seen hundreds of these played in quite a few, and it's just always emotional to see the celebration. And you just envision the guys during summer training camp fighting to get to this point, and when they actually get to it, it's just an awesome sight to be a part of.
There's our forward player of the game. Look at these numbers for Mason Reed. 149 rushing yards and a touchdown. He caught 2 passes for 95 yards and 2 scores. On defense, 12 tackles and an interception. What a performance by Mason Reed.
What a performance, and how he's standing up right now is a mystery to me. I'm sure he's definitely going to sleep well tonight. And like I've said, I've had a chance to see Jonathan and call the Jonathan Gray game, but I think this is the most impressive individual effort that I've been a part of.
And I think Jason Herring just told him he had a good job. I'm really curious to see who is named the offensive and defensive MVPs for the UIL trophies that they're going to present here momentarily, the plaques and the state championship as well. And
would that be a first?
No one has ever won both, and I doubt it'll happen. But if anybody was deserving, it'd be Mason Reed. There were several guys who were, or Colton Kent did a great job engineering the offense for Cisco. And on defense, they had other guys who made a big difference. Caleb Raines, Cody Hoover had an interception. Dustin McBride had an interception.
Tyler Callahan, we called his name a couple times for some very good open field tackles.
And you see the celebration that only a first-time state championship, that kind of feeling, can bring. And the Lobos with that triumphant view of their home fans. Let's go down to the field to Neil Beasley.
Well, we've got the star of the show, Mason Reed. Man, offense, defense. First of all, what do you like better? You're doing both of them great tonight.
Man, I really love defense. Defense is one of my favorite things. I was born to be a defense. I think that's what I love.
And defense wins championships.
Yeah, yes, sir.
What did you guys talk about at halftime? Because, boy, that second half, you guys were just on fire.
You know, we went into the second half. We knew we were going to – Refugio was really good at coming out hard, and we knew we were going to have to come out and really set a tone and show them that we weren't here to just give up, that we were going to keep it up.
And it seems like their offense almost hadn't seen a defense like you guys, even though they put up some points. You guys were smacking them in the mouth.
Yeah, I know. Our coaches, we've been studying hard on them. We've been watching lots and lots of video and going over plays for hours. I mean, we had to study up real hard on this team. We know they were going to come out and really give us a hard knock.
Now, you started on this team a couple years ago. When you lost to these guys, how sweet does this one feel?
I can't explain to you how good it feels. It feels great coming back and winning it this time.
Awesome. Congratulations. Guys.
All right, thanks, Neil. What a great effort, a great performance, and a wonderful feeling for Mason Reed. And, of course, Colton Kent with a splendid day. Now they're about to award the offensive and defensive MVP awards. The state championship medals being draped as well. So they're about to do that, and then they'll additionally have the awarding of the state championship trophy. But well, I'll tell you, that is one special feeling. You think about this, you go back in D and have the work, that all that hard work that starts off in August with the heat of the two-a-days. Let's go down to the field. Neil Beasley with Brent West.
All right, Coach. State champs. How does that one sound to you?
Well, 1 out of 5 ain't bad. You know, we've been working at this, and we thought this might be the year. Had some great leadership, some hard work went into this, and we're excited about finally bringing home a state championship to Cisco, Texas.
Yeah, look, I know revenge doesn't mean anything to a head coach necessarily. It's just game after game. But, boy, this community, everybody knew who you were playing tonight in this state championship game because of last time.
Well, you know, and Refugio's a great program, and they've got some state championships under their belt, but finally we got us one, and we're excited about it. But glad we got to play a fine program like Refugio. Man, they did an outstanding job, and they got some kids that can run around on a football field. And man, you could never relax in this game. It would just seem like it would never end. And even there toward the end, until we had the ball on the last possession, I never could relax. But a great game to watch, I'm sure, for the spectators.
And you've got some unbelievable players, 10 and 7 obviously standing out. I mean, they could do no wrong tonight.
Mason Reed, Colton Kent had a great game for us, both sides of the ball. We were cramping up all over the place. Hey, we're not in shape. We may have to do a little bear crawling here in AT&T Stadium after we're done here tonight.
Well, congratulations. Thank you very much. Awesome. Guys.
All right, thank you. Well, the dynamic duo capture the offensive and defensive MVPs. The offensive MVP, Colton Kent. The defensive MVP, just the way he would have wanted it, Mason Reed.
And you got to like that. A guy who had a great offensive day and defense saying, you know what, I really love defense. That's my kind of guy.
Well, it's this kind of night for Cisco, the first ever state football championship for the Lobos. We invite you to join us tomorrow for more UIL State Championship action. At high noon, the 3A Division I crown on the line. Kilgore and Carthage. At 4 o'clock, the 3A Division II title to be decided by Argyle and Fairfield. And at 8 o'clock, 4A Division I crown, Denton Geyer and Northside Brennan. Brendy Kalu and Neil Beasley, I'm Craig Way. It's Cisco for the first time, state champions.